It had been a few years since the end of the Tournament of Power. Goku proved to be the most powerful mortal in the 12 universes, and was named one of the new destructive gods, to which Goku rejected that position. "Great Daishinkan-sama, I really appreciate it, but I'm not a destroyer. My only purpose is to become more powerful."
"I understand, Mr. Goku, but are you sure? Since you may regret that."
"Heh, of course, Daishinkan. I'm sure I don't want to be a destroyer." Daishinkan would turn his back on him and would leave the castle of the great Zeno-sama. Goku would go to planet Earth and would have much more power even than of a god of destruction, having received training from Daishinkan for a few months. He defeated the Devourer of Worlds Moro without any difficulty and combined the Ultra Instinct with his base state. Wow, now even I don't even have to access the Ultra Instinct. I'm able to keep my 5 senses to the max. So if I access the Ultra Instinct, my reflexes intensify. Meanwhile, in a faraway place, a great meeting of the divine beings would take place. Even the powerful Zeno-sama of the future was against Son Goku, so he was able to seal the Zeno-sama of the present. "I'm sorry, even if we're the same person, you have to become too attracted to that dirty mortal. We must eliminate all kinds of threat."
As soon as all the gods realize, even the great Zeno-sama supports them. They must eliminate Son Goku once and for all. But Daishinkan-sama, what's the reason for that? Even Son Goku's able to make all the destroyed universes back to normal. A debate would begin between the gods and angels, and this was because of eliminating Son Goku. They had him, the great Zeno-sama, had held the Tournament of Power. A tiny group of gods with Son Goku were able to come back to life, but a great pressure would spread all over the place, making the gods and angels fall to their knees in the same room, trembling. "I don't care if they're against or not. There are orders, and if they refuse, the only thing left for them is to die. Do you understand?" "Of course, Daishinkan-sama. Please, stop releasing your pressure."
Daishinkan stopped this pressure, so the gods, along with the angels, were able to go to Universe 7. The elimination of Son Goku once and for all on hand. In this universe, Goku and Vegeta were training, since their intention of this training was to master their energy completely and not cause damage to planet Earth.
"The training is kind of boring, because even though we're fighting, we can't fight with all our might."
I understand, but we're in a learning process. We must be able to master all our energy. Goku, having the reflexes much sharper than Vegeta, would see a large sphere of the size of a planet approaching them, and with an incredible blow was able to send Vegeta flying, while Goku was able to stop that sphere of energy, which to the ordinary eye was invisible, but his sharp senses were able to notice. Vegeta, trying to get closer, didn't see anything, was flying. The incredible attack possesses the ability to observe, leaving them both surprised. Goku, not able to release much more power, retreated a few meters. "Hell, that damn sphere collides with me. If there aren't any dust left from me." Goku was about to die and was surprised since the angel and teacher had appeared in front of him. That's right, Whis, the angel of Universe 7, appeared in front of Goku. "Lord Goku, run away! The entire Divine Kingdom has opted for its elimination. Although several gods don't wish to do so, they've threatened death." "What did you say, Whis? But why does the whole Divine Kingdom want me dead?" Before Whis could answer, this energy sphere was able to explode, powerful enough to even end the life of an angel. Beerus was watching, likewise burst into fury.
"I don't care if I have to die in this place. I'm the most powerful god among you. You, Goku, get out of here! I'll stop you!"
The moment Beerus was about to end the life of a god, he would completely be stopped by Daishinkan.
"I knew you and Whis would disobey my orders, but I never thought that you would not be able to give your life for a mere mortal. But for a long time to die so much, you need to fulfill it. Look at what Goku's provoked."
"Don't do it! They have nothing left. They just want to end my life." Daishinkan would create a small sphere of energy that would go into Beerus.
"Goku, please survive and show the true power of a Saiyan."
A gigantic explosion would happen while Beerus' body exploded into hundreds of pieces all over the place.
That's interesting, because some of you thought turning against us. We won't hesitate to finish you.
The other gods had pounced on Goku, but instantly Daishaka would stretch out one of his hands.
No, it'll be better for you to end the life of the Saiyan Vegeta. I'll personally take the care of ending Son Goku.
Damn it! Whis and Beerus have died! I haven't been able to do anything to help! I'm trash! Daishankin approaching Son Goku, hundreds of blows was given. Although Daishankin didn't move in the slightest, he was able to get generally great damage to Goku's body, which, despite having the Ultra Instinct, fell to the ground injured. While on the other hand, Vegeta's power, despite being gigantic, wasn't able to face these 11 gods and was reduced to mere dust.
Kakarot, I'm sorry for not being useful. Please, Kakarot, I know that you'll be able to take revenge on us, or at least use the last spiritual energy.
Vegeta's soul was leaving the world. He was able to channel his spiritual energy. Even his soul would disappear completely. He was able to generate a great explosion of energy, which, not being powerful, was able to be required to give time for Goku to escape.
I won't allow you to escape. In that case, I'll seal you in a forbidden dimension, from which you will prefer death since you won't be able to get out.
Daishankin put on this seal in the great space of Universe 7, and having the essence of Goku, he was very far away, been dragged into that dimension, which Goku was completely sealed.
You're not able to escape the cursed Son Goku, but with this sealing, you won't be able to be an annoyance for any of the 12 universes.
Daishankin would snap his fingers and destroy planet Earth, eliminating all the Saiyan once and for all in the 12 universes. Meanwhile, entering the dimension, Goku was injured and on the verge of death, but would remember the death of his friends and teachers despite these injuries, and would try to recover some energy in a very alternate dimension. A very different Goku was able to access Super Saiyan 10, which was a forbidden transformation, as it provided power beyond normal understanding. With this power of Super Saiyan 10, you won't be able to do anything against me. His energy was the fusion of three enemies, Frieza, Cell, and Majin Buu. Being able to merge, they were the super power of the mythical Super Saiyan 5. However, there was a transformation beyond the mortal level, Super Saiyan 10, or the Forbidden Super Saiyan. Goku was able to end the life of his enemy in a single movement, tearing off his head. Despite the fact that Goku sacrificed everything to defeat him, at that moment his friends looked at him in terror. What's going on? I've been able to get this power to protect them. I'd never do anything against them.
Kakarot, I'm sorry, but you'll never be able to control the forbidden power, so we decided to seal you for all eternity.
What did you say? I can't believe you're telling me, Vegeta. At that moment, a golden energy seal, similar to that of Goku's, was able to seal him completely. But when both seals contained the divine energy, the created dimensions had suffered a collapse. And Goku, meditating in a large portal, would be created, similar to him, would fall to the ground, creating a crater. What happened? An identical being to me is able to reach this place. Goku AF would stand up a little dazed, while a few tears started running down his cheeks. I can't believe my own friends. I gave my life for them on multiple occasions, and they do this to me. But Goku AF was surprised to realize that in front of him was a similar being, but with silver hair. Who are you? How are you in this place? This is the place that's made for me. This is the dimension that my friends sealed me for. Wow, it's a pity to hear that, but I'm known as Goku, also known as Kakarot. And this dimension's created for me just like you. I was sealed in this place. What? How is that possible that you're also Goku? This must be madness. But in front of them, the powerful king of the whole, Zeno-sama, would appear, and Zeno-sama of the present was able to realize Goku was sealed in that dimension. So using his energy, he was able to communicate for only 1 minute. I don't have that much time to communicate, but you should know there are too many timelines as well as alternate dimensions. But if you're Zeno-sama, but didn't the whole Divine Kingdom wish to end my life? There's no time, but there's one who planned everything was my counterpart from the future. You two have been sealed by having the power that surpasses all understanding. I'll grant you some knowledge of the Saiyans. I trust you. A great knowledge would be received by them, and they saw the power being released. Goku was able to realize the state even beyond Ultra Instinct was part of Goku AF, and he realized that the Super Saiyan 10 was able to dominate, and there was a transformation even more powerful, the Super Dragon Ball, which was the power of the Dragon God. How are they able to train together to get those miserable bastards? It seems best to me, since both of us have been betrayed by beings we loved. So it's time to destroy everything. Daishenkin, now I understand what you meant, that they would regret it. Thanks to you, you've created a real god of destroyers. Meanwhile, Daishenkin in Zeno-sama's palace would be called to order of his king. Daishenkin, were the gods able to end Son Goku's life?
It's impossible for the gods, but I've taken care of him personally. So there's nothing for you to worry about, my lord.
I understand, Daishenkin. Nothing and no one will be able to get in the way of my reign, since he was my only hindrance.
On the other hand, in this dimension, time has passed faster, so their progress was incredible.
We don't have to be able to break our limits, no matter how long it takes to get out. We won't die in this place. Even if I fall 100 times, I'll get up. My spirit's strong and has no plans to give up.
The great training of these warriors began, and they released all their powers, making the entire dimension tremble by the incredible power that was released. Both Saiyans would train to destroy the ones they protect because they would take their training to the limit, and the bones of both were completely destroyed, but the Saiyans of great resistances, that wasn't a problem. Their thirst for revenge was greater.
Hey, we've been training for several years. How much time do you think has passed? I really don't know, but I'm not interested. I just want the power to defeat all these divine energy. That's what I was wanting to ask you. What kind of transformation is that? Is it really of divine energy? It's a state known as Ultra Instinct. It's a state beyond the gods with which my body is able to move freely, which makes hitting me extremely complicated. Wow, that's amazing. I'd love to do that. I know I will because with the training we've been able to perform, we'll become powerful. Exactly. What transformations do you possess? Since when you arrived, I didn't know if I saw wrong because I saw I was still dazed, but I was able to see your body of a silver color? That's the Super Saiyan 10, also the Forbidden Super Saiyan. After the knowledge that your friend Zeno-sama gave us, I know I can master that power. Wow, Super Saiyan 10? I've never heard of that. I've only been able to transform to Super Saiyan 3. Wait a minute, that means you're not able to get Super Saiyan 4 and 5. Wow, of course not. I don't even know there were such transformations. You better get ready because I'm going to test your power with the Ultra Instinct, and you could test the power of the Super Saiyan 4 and 5. Goku AF would stand up, and being able to go through each of his transformations, he was able to access Super Saiyan 4, which surprised Goku. That's amazing! You look like an Ozaru, but you retain several human traits. Your power's amazing! You'll only know that when we fight because I want to see if you can tell me the Ultra Instinct's true. So get ready! Attack when you want, I'm ready! Goku AF and Super Saiyan 4 pounced against Goku. He had not been able to connect a punch. Using much more power, enhancing his speed would grant him a flurry of punches and kicks. No matter the speed, he wasn't able to connect them to Goku. However, at that moment, Goku AF would grant him a fist to the face, and Goku held it. Something I forgot to tell you was that as well as my senses are enhanced to dodge blows, I'm also able to attack him involuntarily in lethal points. Before he was able to answer, he sent him flying to the ground, generating a huge explosion, while Goku began to slowly approach. Is that all the power of the Super Saiyan 4? In that case, I have nothing to envy since my power is still superior to that. A great roar would be released from the crater. Light would rise all over the place. An incredible power would be felt since this time Goku AF would be at Super Saiyan 5 max power. He was able to face Angel Z, the most powerful warrior, from that great roar along with a small explosion of energy. He would be in Super Saiyan 5, which would observe Goku with a very intimidating look. I hope you're ready, since you will be able to force me to access Super Saiyan 5. That's impressive for a single warrior. I'm surprised by the appearance, but it doesn't matter all that power. You're still mortal. You require the divine energy to be able to become more powerful. Goku AF would lunge against Goku, who would dodge his punch again, but this time a few drops would fall onto his cheek. Wow, that's amazing! Really, your body moves by will. Doesn't seem enough for your power's limited, and your power is limited. Even if we are the same person, your intelligence is higher than mine, but the only time that matters is when it's destructive power. Both launched themselves against each other, fighting equally. In the realm of the whole, Zeno-sama began to analyze each of the 12 universes, realizing Universe 7 didn't have a god or angel.
Daishinken, come right away!
Daishinken, at the call of his lord, would quickly answer,
Tell me, my lord, what is offered to you? Is there anything that you can help?
What's the reason there's no corresponding deities in Universe 7?
I've overlooked to inform you that the deities of Universe 7 have betrayed us, prefer to fight against us to save Son Goku.
I understand. In that case, name a new god for the Universe 7.
But my lord, naming only one god will be chaos, because if he doesn't possess the guidance of a guardian angel, he would be able to rule him correctly.
Heh, who said we don't have a guardian angel for Universe 7?
Zeno-sama would begin to channel all this energy in his palms and instantly would throw it into a part of the whole realm, generating a small explosion.
At this moment, create and mingle. I name you as the 13th angel.
From all the smoke was a beautiful angel, and Zeno-sama had accessed forbidden techniques of the ancient kings of everything, creating a new angel for Universe 7. My creator, I thank you for the life you give me. Tell me, what is my name? What is my purpose?
Your name is Mikoshin, and the rest will be taken care of by Daishinken. Don't worry, you being an angel created by my power directly, you'll be named the Supreme Angel of the 12 Universes.
Indeed, you have been created by the great Zeno-sama, but your current power is capable of surpassing all angels. At this moment, I'll look for a candidate.
I understand, Daishinken. Mikoshin and I will be waiting for you, so I can give you the required information of your obligations.
Thank you, my lord. I'll leave.
Daishinken would leave for the 12 universes trying to find a candidate of a god of destruction. He'd remember the warrior of the Tournament of Power, Toppo, was able to access the state of a god.
Toppo's the perfect candidate, because having mastered the energy of destruction, he has the required knowledge of each of the universes.
Daishinken, with a dimensional change, would reach Universe 11 to the planet of the god Bellmound, with him training along with Jiren and Toppo, so Margarita had stopped their training completely.
What's wrong with you, Margarita? I didn't say stop. We must continue to become more powerful.
I haven't stopped because of you, the bad circumstance, but please, Mr. Bellmound, look at who's at the top of our planet.
I don't care who the clown is at the top. Right now, I plan to end his existence.
But Bellmound looked up and he would see incredible terror when he realized it was Daishinken-sama.
But if it's the mighty Daishinken-sama, I apologize for what I said. Don't worry, Bellmound. I've come here with the help of the warrior Toppo. I'll explain quickly. With the death of Beerus, Universe 7 needs the presence of a god, and Toppo's the perfect candidate. I understand, Daishinken-sama. I'll inform him right now. After a few minutes, he would approach Daishinken. Mighty Daishinken-sama, it's an honor for me to be the god of destruction of Universe 7. Who will be my guardian angel? You don't have to worry about that. We already have the perfect guardian angel for you.
Mikoshin would appear from the portal and would instantly appear. She would shake the entire Universe 11. While in overwhelming pressure, she was able to have everyone fall to their knees, even while Daishinken had a hard time standing.
Mikoshin, decrease your power right now.
I'm sorry, Daishinken-sama. I'm still coupling to all the power of an angel.
Don't worry, just train your energy more. He'll be your new apprentice, the god of Universe 7.
Mikoshin would stand by Toppo. It'll be a pleasure to attend you. To be your teacher, I'll try my best as the guardian of the 12 universes. You won't regret it.
Nice to meet you, Mikoshin. I guess that's your name, since I've heard that's how Daishinken-sama called you.
You're right. So we better retire to our universe. With your permission, we say goodbye. And that's how the new deities of Universe 7 headed to their respective universe. Father, a consultation? Who has a new angel? Since I haven't been able to recognize her.
She's a supreme angel. Zeno-sama created her, and despite having a few account hours, her power's greater than all of you.
Daishinken would disappear from Universe 11, leaving them a little surprised.
I didn't expect that. I didn't know Zeno-sama could create an angel. I thought that only the creator god had that ability.
I agree with you, Bellmound-sama. Something very strange is happening.
So, that moment Toppo is the new god of Universe 7. This will be interesting. What happened to the ancient deities in Universe 7?
On the other hand, returning to the dimension, both warriors were in an even battle. Goku's reflexes could dodge many more blows, while the few that connected with him were of overwhelming power. I can't believe that even in my Super Saiyan 5 state, I can't do anything against him. but I can't afford to lose humiliatingly.
Don't worry, because despite everything, your power's amazing. You made me use 88% of my power. I'm sure you will become more powerful.
You wear the Super Saiyan 10 and by the words claims everything of this world. I'll show you forbidden power that I'm able to master. Goku AF went to base state and releasing power that emanated on this occasion not that of a mortal or of a god, but an unknown essence. And Goku would form a barrier, since this pressure he would release was madness. The power he's able to unleash is amazing. If he's not the master of that, I'm sure my body can completely explode. Instantly, an incredible pressure would be present in that dimension, which a Super Saiyan 10 of Goku AF would be observed. This is my max power. I hope you can cope with me since I can't control my strength. Goku, about to say something, wouldn't be able to, since that fist would send him flying into a lake, creating hundreds of rays due to that power. Goku would be able to reach the surface, fall to his knees, and blood would scatter all over the battlefield. Goku would look up, observing a big skeleton formed in all of Goku AF's aura. The underworld itself would be released from his body, which chills would run through his body. You're no ordinary being, but I'm not giving up. No matter what you do, this is the ultimate power of a Super Saiyan. Both began to exchange several blows. Goku's fists were simply caress on Goku AF's body, since his whole body looked like impenetrable armor. Goku would take a little distance while spitting out some blood. In this moment, I'll show you all my power. The power that sleeps inside me. Goku would clench his fists, and amazing power released over the battlefield. He and his counterpart was able to obtain a new power thanks to Zeno-sama's knowledge. Goku's hair would begin to grow in a way that Goku AF would be surprised because the power he released was make him to retreat a few meters from a great explosion of energy, making Goku Ultra Instinct Phase 3, leaving Goku AF surprised. Wow, I didn't know you had all that hidden power. Apparently, I haven't been the only one hiding power, so attack me and show me that power. That's exactly what I'm gonna do, because if you're not interested to see my movements, you have a great resistance and I know you'll endure it. Goku pounced against Goku AF. Even though his power increased, it wasn't enough to overcome that forbidden Super Saiyan. However, Goku AF was right. He was in the transformation that was forbidden, not controlling it completely. His bones would be destroyed, and he would not give in to Goku's blows. The battle would continue for a few days, both possessed by unlimited energy. They'd continue, however, and this time both of them were exhausted, so they'd take a little distance. You're amazing! I never thought that my biggest rival would be myself from another alternate dimension. I'm amazing! Same way, but in the next blow, I plan to end this battle. Goku AF in his transformation as Super Saiyan 10 would gather a bunch of energy in his body, charging for a last attack, creating an incredible energy dragon. Goku, without caring about the damage to his body, would increase his power, taking it to the limit. I don't think it'll end this way. At this moment, I'll use God Dragon's Blow in the same way. Goku was able to channel this power and throw his punch. Both dragons colliding, not being able to observe a clear winner, both dragons would explode, destroying everything around them. Both warriors would fall, but Goku AF would stand up, while Goku, using much more of his power to withstand, thousands of lightning bolts scattered from his body, generating great damage. Apparently, we've pushed our bodies to the limit, because if not, you wouldn't have caused disasters in this dimension, and I would have been the winner. At the end, Goku F would fall out of combat, and his counterpart over the Universe 7. Toppo, along with his new angel Mikoshin, were inspecting each of the planets. Mikoshin, can you tell me what happened to the existence of Son Goku? Of course, Toppo-sama. Allow me a moment to explain. Mikoshin, with the help of Bakulo, would begin to search for all the information of the Saiyan Son Goku, until a moment in which he was locked up by the great Daishinken. Apparently this Goku what you're talking about has broken most important rule of the 12 universes, refusing an order from the high-ranking beings. And for that, the gods were informed they should eliminate him. What is it that you told me? Are you sure? Of course!
Apparently, the Saiyan Son Goku was offered a position of the god of destruction, but when he refused, he was a potential enemy, since according to my data, mortals surpassed all the gods.
You're right. They are Goku in the Tournament of Power. It was a Saiyan, but he even surpassed the mortals. It's important that some of the normal ones had surpassed the gods, but I can't believe you're telling me this.
Indeed, you have been offered this position because multiple gods refused to end Son Goku's life, but these other deities were able to give their lives for the Saiyan Son Goku.
Everything you're telling me makes it hard for me to believe. Thanks to Son Goku, all of us were able to return. But do you know why they wanted him to become a god of destruction? That's the reason.
The only reason I could come up was Son Goku disobeyed the great beings of the Kingdom of All, and his power rose consistently. These beings wanted to keep an eye on him, but opposing the most feasible thing was the end.
I understand. I appreciate the information. It'll be helpful. I have to communicate with Jiren, and this is bad more than I thought. The latter would only think, while the other would turn to the planet. Once they arrived, Mikosha would stand in front of Toppo, adopting a battle pose. Why are you in attack pose? Have we finished the training for today, or is there something missing? Mikoshin wouldn't answer, but would incredible pressure fall on the universe, while Mikoshin gave millions of cuts through space-time. Mikoshin was testing his abilities, while the Zeno-sama was able to grant him.
Wow, really, the power that King's able to grant's amazing.
So that's the real power of Zeno-sama. But it leaves me amazed that a being who's capable of destroying everything is also capable of creating.
I apologize, Toppo-sama. I just wanted to try the power with which was great Zeno-sama. But of course, if you want to train, we can.
Toppo at the moment remembered the exhibition and the Tournament of Power. There were 2 Zeno-samas, and Mikoshin mentioned that he created one of them. Mikoshin, have you created both Zeno-samas or just one of them?
I've been created by Zeno-sama, but the moment of my existence, I haven't been able to find another one. And that information's impossible for me to find.
So, something serious has happened in the Divine Realm. Goku AF was able to wake up. Multiple bones destroyed, and he would start meditating while his counterpart woke up. That combat's the most destructive I've had. I never thought of a dimension so powerful, but I was able to master all this power to prove those traitors that this power was able to control itself. Goku AF would train, while in this part, the Kingdom of the Whole Zeno-sama was very thoughtful. One of the rulers of the second multiverse contacted him thanks to immeasurable mental power. You're Zeno. I'll be in your multiverse soon, as something very strange has been happening. I don't know why it is, but I have to review something you've done. Zeno-sama wouldn't answer, and he'd expel a great power, destroying a large part of the place, and for Daishaken to come to his side. My lord, what happened? To what does this great expulsion of power do?
Damn Daishaken, a ruler from the second multiverse is planning to enter our multiverse right now.
I don't understand. Is something wrong? Isn't it customary for powerful beings to do this?
Of course, but if he's able to notice the prisoner we have, I'm sure he won't be interested in anything and will destroy our multiverse.
The two were arguing, and then a powerful being was on top of the entire palace, which was completely observing everything happening. Well, this is interesting. Apparently, Zeno-sama is able to keep the King of the Whole in this dimension prisoner. That means the damned dwarf is the King of the Whole of another different timeline. But my lord, what can we do, or is there anything to do?
The only thing that could save us would be much more powerful to end his life in battle.
Instantly, power would be felt by the warriors, Daishaken would fall to his knees, and Zeno-sama was difficultly standing.
Who's there? Don't you know that I'm the king of everything in this multiverse?
Of course I know you, imposter, but I don't think you belong to this timeline. Don't worry, I didn't come here for that. This is amazing. The mighty omnipotent god Akumo, father of the Saiyans, is the first time he visits our multiverse.
Akumo-sama, excuse my manners, tell me, how can I help you?
I won't prevent Kronos to end your life, since his power is compared to mine, although in every battle we had, I always made him believe our power was equal.
I really appreciate it, but I understand this will not be thank you. What's the price you have? That you, the omnipotent god and Kakumo, can give us your help.
At that moment, nothing. I want to make sure of your support, because I want the most powerful multiverse. We can make a truce. Despite possessing incredible power, I won't defeat Raikon, who is born with the power of omnipotence, but also the power of destruction.
Excuse me for intruding, but is it possible that a god's able to have both energies completely different? That's what's said of something impossible. Since birth, his power was so great that without hesitation, his entire multiverse became the #1 multiverse, because no one was able to face him. His power is completely unlimited.
I understand. If you want to help my multiverse and want to collaborate in the same way when you face my brother, am I wrong?
Despite the mentality of a child, you do think clearly. You're right, I wish to help take the throne from him.
Count on me, because if we don't do it the same way, we'll be destroyed. But until day comes to fight Raikon, we can become more powerful. We won't be eliminated so easily.
I'm pleased to hear that. In that case, I want you to grant me a room in this palace, since I will be in this place until Kronos gets here.
Of course. I really thank you, Akumo. Daishiken, prepare his room so that he'll be able to rest.
Of course, Zeno-sama. As you say.
Daishiken would leave. And returning to Goku's dimension, he was able to wake up, but unlike his counterpart, Goku had several wounds, and he remained out of combat. His body regenerated thanks to his wounds not being serious.
Wow, the power you possess is amazing. I'm surprised you're able to beat me using that power. But this time, we'll be able to finish him off.
Goku would access Ultra Instinct and would be in meditation pose. Goku AF was surprised by the physical resistance that his counterpart possessed. Both warriors concentrated on healing their wounds for the next few months, and at this time they were healed and were observed.
The power we're able to get is incredible, but this time our master of powers is the max to get out of here. I completely agree, let's do it!
Both would understand divine energy and understand angelic energies thanks to the wisdom of Zeno-sama, and would take their power to the next level, and they spent about 1,000,000 linia in this place, and their power grew supernaturally. Since they opened their eyes, a great destruction was seen over the place. In the kingdom of the whole, Kronos arrived after spending approximately 6 months.
I knew that something was happening. I'm able to feel the essence of 2 kings of all, which means the king of all the alternate dimensions in this place.
But a subject engulfed in flames began to approach Kronos, while his aura rose all over the place, just as a great power was leaving surprised him.
But Akumo, what the hell are you supposed to be doing here? Didn't you know that? You better shut up. I don't want to listen to your words. I'm only in this place to prevent Zeno-sama's death, so you better get ready. You can calm down. You better know than anyone that you're no match for me, so you better get out of my way and I'll overlook this disrespect.
Both warriors were arguing and would smile. They would raise a large part of their power, being able to destroy the dimension completely, which was said to be impossible. Instantly, a gigantic power was seen by the 4 multiverses. Even the power was so great that in the first multiverse, powerful omnipotent god Raikon would stand up and would expel some of his power.
Well, over millions of years, a guy's been able to get my attention.
The power of both warriors would continue to rise incredibly, destroying everything. Everything around him trembled. Just in the 12 universes, destroyed the excess energy they were releasing. Planets of other multiverses destroyed by that power. In the center of the universe 7, a portal was destroyed. Energies disappeared, and for their part, Akuma and Kronos were surprised by the incredible power released in said universe.
What the hell's going on in this multiverse? I'm able to feel the energy of another king completely in this place, and now a power much greater than a ruler. Today, I'll finish with all of you.
Akumo mercilessly took Kronos by the face, colliding with other planets, destroying everything. No matter how much power Kronos exerted, he couldn't let go of the grip of his enemy, who completely surpassed him in physical strength. Akumo, with great power, sent him to mountains, destroying them.
What do you think of that? You really think you're capable of beating me? You won't be able to do anything before me. I'm the legendary Saiyan God. It's impossible to beat me.
From everything around him, a great light would rise. Kronos would release 100% of his power and would see Akumo with a look of hatred.
I'm not interested in being the ruler of another multiverse. Right now, I'm planning to end your life. I won't allow you to disrespect me. It'll be better if you stop with the playing. It's better to put it into practice. Otherwise, you can't do anything against me.
Annoyed, Kronos would rush him without any difficulty, dodging his blows and giving him several blows to great damage. Akumo would take a little distance, laughing at the complete maniac over the place.
I'll grant you the advantage. I'll grant you to give me blows in the span of 15 seconds, and the rest of the battle I'll use one of my arms. You bastard, don't underestimate me, I'll make you dust!
Kronos, with an incredible anger, rushed him, grinding him millions of blows, setting him to destroy the planet completely. And he was able to charge a powerful sphere of energy, throwing it against Akumo, generating incredible destruction.
You shouldn't underestimate me like that. That big attack, you were left standing. You got your comeuppance for challenging the mighty god Kronos. My lord, what should we do? Apparently Akumo's been defeated. Even if Akumo was defeated, he wasn't able to do anything against that monster. You eradicate us.
Ha! Don't worry, Daishinken. Akumo hasn't been defeated yet. The real combat just started, so get ready to analyze it.
An incredible flash from Kronos was not able to observe. Akumo was able to connect a powerful blow to the neck of Kronos. So powerful, he sent him flying to the planet, destroying it. Kronos would stand up, blood spreading all over his body, watching everything turn.
No, damn! This isn't happening! I'm an elite warrior! A worm like Akumo can't defeat me!
Akumo was starting to move towards Kronos. Power was flowing through his body. He didn't let him stand, due to the great pressure.
I thought you'd be more difficult. Apparently you're just a lapdog of that Rykon bastard. I've been preparing all these millions of years to defeat him, and finally that day's come. I'll take away the throne of the multiverse #1.
At that moment, Akumo was about to end Kronos' life. Unreal pressure would fall on the 4 multiverses. It was more involved in the 12, which would make each god and beings of the kingdom affected by this pressure. Goku and Goku AF managed to get out of that dimension that had been locked. This air is different. We Saiyans can't breathe in space, being totally different environment. That's nothing.
I totally agree with you. But to be honest, all I want is to finish those bastards who call themselves friends. I want to destroy them completely.
I promise I'll help you. Give me a moment, because I want to see what happens to Earth. Because these beings who betrayed us were of the kingdom of everything. I'll go to planet Earth.
Of course, I understand. In that case, I'll wait for you. Because I can't believe these guys haven't betrayed you. They've done it to me.
I'm sorry. Won't be long. I'll start a revenge. Goku would leave to Universe 7, starting to look for planet Earth. Despite having his incredible speed, he wasn't able to reach Earth to start the lead of his brother to the Universe 6. What's going on? I'm sure with my speed I could have reached Earth a long time ago. Maybe it's in the opposite direction? No, it's this direction. But a metal wave started to resonate in his head, and the Supreme Zeno-sama.
Goku, I know you're able to listen to me. I doubt you want to listen. We have nothing to do with your betrayal. You could realize by the actions of Whis and Beerus, since after that, the whole Universe 7 was condemned by Daishinken.
What? That good-for-nothing wretch was able to do something?
No, but a new god and angel formed the reigns of the Universe 7, and Daishinken, well...
What happened? Tell me, once and for all. Pressure would be released for a few seconds. Goku would get upset.
He was able to seal you. Daishinken destroyed the planet, and as well as Namek, so no one could remember you.
Goku upset wouldn't respond and expel his anger, being able to destroy everything in his path. Even all the pressure would overwhelm the warriors, and Akumo, despite his power, would try to resist. He couldn't, since all the incredible pressure would fall on his body. Topo and Mikoshin, both heading towards where all the great power was released, would take a breath away from Topo, while his bones would shatter.
Who's the guy able to destroy my bones from just the expulsion of his power?
He must be a top-level Supreme Angel. Before Topo died, he would be healed by Mikoshin, since, created by Zeno-sama, his power and ability surpassed the power of other angels. Don't worry, Topo-sama. As long as I'm here, nothing, and no one can harm you. But you have to find out who has this power.
Mikoshin, I confess, in this circumstance I can't do anything. I trust you with everything.
Don't worry, I have a mission to protect you from the God of Destruction, as well as any potential evil that puts peace of the 12 universes at risk. Mikoshin, with more power, started to get close to where Goku was. Goku AF would feel that incredible power that his counterpart was releasing at the beginning of the head where he was. More powerful than an angel, he was able to get there before Mikoshin. Goku, stop! What are you doing? If you continue with this expulsion, you'll destroy everything! Stop or I'll have to use force! Goku, without being able to react, would hit great power of Goku AF, which would use a large part of his power of the Super Saiyan 10 in one of his fists, making him fall to the ground, spitting out blood because of his power. What happened? What the hell's wrong with you? Why'd you hit me? You've gone out of control. That's why I had to stop you. I've been able to sense two giant powers in this realm. And now that you say it, apart from the power of Daishinkan and Zemo, there's two powers. I'll go see who they are. In the kingdom of the whole, Akuma would stand as the great pressure disappeared, but great harm was caused by the powerful god Akuma. How is it possible a simple pressure could bend me? I'm the first legendary Saiyan god. This is unforgivable. Damn it. With the beating that bastard from Akuma gave me, and that pressure would left me immobilized, that'll be the end of me. Akuma would approach Kronos, but at the moment Goku and Goku AF would appear, and while Daishinkan's gaze would completely change to one of terror. What? How is it possible? I locked you in Son Goku's bastard. Who's the other warrior? He's similar to Goku.
Daishinkan, who the hell are you and what have you done? You informed me that you were labeled to lock them in that dimension of the kings of all. Did you deceive me?
Of course not, Lord. I swear I locked them in there. I don't know how the hell they got out, even if it is impossible.
Daishinkan and Zeno, no matter how difficult it seems, us Saiyans, there's nothing impossible, and I plan to finish you. It's a pity the first legendary Saiyan god is in this place. I'm not interested in how you were able to get out. The only thing you managed to do is hasten your death.
Wow, that guy's the first legendary Saiyan god. I want to fight him. I want to eradicate him since I'm able to feel his great power.
What the hell did you say to be inferior?
Listen, you possess the power required to exterminate me? You don't know what you're saying. When I'm able to attack him, I'll have to use all my power to escape. I have to report the whole situation to Ryo-sama, so he can eliminate these two rebellious multiverses. Akuma couldn't stand that disrespect. His anger rushed Goku AF. Kronos would try to flee, but the surprise of everyone present, Goku AF would stop Akuma's blow with his other arm, holding Kronos' leg as great pressure would be released. I won't let you go anywhere. This place will die. Speaking of your power of the Saiyan God, let me tell you that I trained millions of years. Your power's not a big deal. My partner has more. Akuma, being able to not say anything, was sent flying with a great blow to Zeno-sama's palace, destroying it completely. Holding Kronos by the leg, which would expel his power again, one of his bones was destroyed and Kronos would grant him a kick to the face. He was surprised because despite all his power, he'd only be able to move a few centimeters the face of Goku AF. Well, I don't know who the hell you are and I'm not interested either. If you're in this place, you're one of the most powerful warriors in the 12 universes. Your blow couldn't generate even a bit of damage to me. Goku AF with great power was able to make it collide with a single planet, and all the power he used, it would destroy it. On the other hand, Goku would approach Zeno-sama and Daishinkan, realizing both complete supreme beings were bent with great ease. I hope you're ready to die. As you tried to end my life, right now I'll end yours. I have no plans to let you end my life. I'll use all my power to eliminate you since you're just a mortal. Zeno-sama with his guardians would get in his combat state, while everything around him was destroyed. On the other hand, even Makoshin, feeling all the power of his creator, would go to the Kingdom of the Whole together with Toppo, since having not able to find the cause of said power, returned to their planet. Wow, the power that dwarf has is amazing. It won't be enough to stop the anger of my counterpart. I'm not able to finish off these bastards too. At the moment, power of the same would be felt. Akuma began to release 100% of his power, accessing the state of the legendary Super Saiyan God, destroying everything in his path, and would throw a sacred fruit to Kronos. This doesn't change anything. It's a truce. I do it since even throwing 100% of my power, I don't know if I'll be able to beat this guy. Kronos, with the help of the sacred fruit, was recovering, obtaining incredible increase in energy, releasing the same power. So, you're teaming up! In that case, I'll show you forbidden power, the power in which my so-called friends were able to seal him. You'll be able to admire a bit of my power of the incredible Super Saiyan 10. Goku AF would access Super Saiyan 10, and when everything would shake due to the excess energy his body was able to release. This incredible power of Goku Super Saiyan 10 would begin to make everyone retreat. The true form of Zeno-sama was shown on the battlefield, and he was able to release a complete bestiality. This time, everything around him was shaking, not because of his power, but due to the power of Goku AF released, which was on this occasion forcing the kings of the multiverse to form a truce, causing him to face him on equal terms, which wouldn't do anything against him. I never thought another Saiyan other than Raikon was able to make me tremble. That power he releases is of another beast.
On this occasion, I agree. Although I don't know what you're doing in Zeno's Palace of the Useless, I'm glad we're able to team up. I can't let your guard down. I'm sure that in a simple oversight, that guy can leave us injured or worse, end our lives. It leaves me surprised that you're nervous. Saiyans feel more and more emotion while their enemy is more powerful. Akuma wouldn't say anything, and would observe the incredible aura that had formed around the body of the warrior, which would terrify him. I'm sure even Raikon would have a hard time beating him. If I'm not, I'm able to overcome this great opponent by being able to beat Raikon. In a very distant place, Raikon was observing everything in his Kingdom of the All, and being the most powerful king of all of the 4 multiverses, he could feel the energy of the most powerful beings of each multiverse. The power of that guy is incredible. I doubt he'd be able to face both kings completely, but I have to come in case it gets out of control. Death of a king of everything can destroy the balance of everything created. Raikon would start walking all over his palace, incredible powers released around him, and an incredible fire-shaped aura would manifest, making the entire multiverse tremble. Although this is a dangerous situation, I don't know what excites me. It must be because after millions of years I haven't had a worthy battle. This one would be interesting. Raikon, with his great speed, would come to the kingdom of Zeno-sama. Goku and Zeno-sama, face to face, their powers and energies collide, and the aura that neither faded since one of the two had retreated. Zeno, why'd you betray me? I really brought you to the future and you would be able to be my friend. What happened? You know that I am the Zeno-sama of the future? If we are both exactly the same, it's amazing you could differentiate us. I'll tell you, a power cannot approach the power of the gods without having consequences, and much less becoming more powerful than their deities. It's against the divine rules. What rules? Rules you invented? I never wanted to take the position of a god, let alone a king at all. I'm sure you'll be getting out of this terror. Ha! Don't say stupid things. I'm the king at all. I'm not afraid of the power of a mortal. I am surprised your power you currently have. I'm still a king at all. Your power is still below mine. Get ready. I thought we were friends. In this case, I'm gonna end your life without holding back. You were my only friend that I've been sealed in by this palace. Zeno-sama not being able to react, Goku connected an energy punch with power, which would send him flying to a planet, destroying it. Goku stared at Daishinkan, who couldn't move, and all that pressure was released around him. With that blow, that bastard, he couldn't move for the next 3 minutes. I'll torture you. I won't forgive you. You weren't able to end the life of Whis-Beerus, much less destroy the planet Earth. Daishinkan tried to say something, but this power was overwhelming Goku's hand, squeezing his head with bestiality. He would crash through the rocks, and Daishinkan's body was destroyed. Goku didn't make the slightest effort. He would release Daishinkan, going to his base planet, causing destruction. After all the beings who claim to be the top, they're nothing but worms. Since you haven't served me even as a warm-up, you're even more of one. Daishinkan, no matter his great effort, couldn't stand. Goku's attacks, though weak for him, Daishinkan was overwhelmed by the power, which was able to destroy galaxies. And this can't be happening. I was considered a supreme angel. A dirty Saiyan shouldn't end my life.
Daishinkan, with all his willpower, would stand, legs shaking. Goku would start laughing. Turns out you're another cockroach. You're not even worth ending your life. No matter how much hard work you put in, you'll never get over me.
Damn Saiyan, I should have ended your life that day. It was my blame for just locking you in that dimension. I thought your suffering would be more painful, but I was wrong. You mere mortal could get great power in that place. I'll be unmatched.
I just wanted you to be able to withstand 1 minute of that dimension. Let's do something. If you could stand for a minute, we'll leave and forget this.
You've condemned yourself. Of course I can bear it.
Then we'll have to check. I'll open the dimension. Goku, with his incredible power, opened the dimension, which a completely normal environment would be observed, but the gravity and pressure was millions of times more. Goku would be able to form a kind of universal clock in the universe of Zeno-sama. Goku would hold Daishinkan with power, enter that dimension, and something Daishinkan didn't have contemplate was that place 1 minute was the equivalent of 36 months. So the entire clock of the multiverse was able to be observed, but Daishinkan's body began to disintegrate completely because the pressure was able to destroy his organs. What's wrong? I thought that a minute in this place would be something simple for the angel of Zeno-sama. You really are a simple worm. Daishinkan would crawl, but too much blood was coming out of his body. Goku would watch him with a serious look. This is what my friends felt. In this place, I'll torture you. You gave me a better idea. Since only 3 minutes in the outside world has compassion, let's see how much body you're able to withstand. Goku would hold Daishinkan, leaving that dimension. Daishinkan would breathe for a few moments since Goku would enter that dimension, doing this on multiple occasions. Goku AF's battle against the Kings of the All, despite being two subjects with an extremely giant power, weren't able to bend him, which was incomparable to resistance since attacks that would any war would be able to leave them out of combat for days or weeks. The power of Super Saiyan 10 was nothing, due to the incredible Uzaru strength that he possessed throughout his body.
Damn it. My fists hurt every time I hit him. I can't generate any damage. Does this guy possess immortality? No, Kronos. A bastard is not immortal. If he was, that blood caused by his partner's pressure a few moments ago would have been cursed in moments. That's crazy. Even us kings aren't able to possess all that stamina. What kind of training do you have?
In a place far away, a great power would be felt. Raikon was able to destroy the entire space-time. Just like the multiverse of Zeno-sama, its power destroyed everything in its path.
Well, these guys can overcome the power of a king at all.
In that dimension, everything was covered red, because the life of a supreme angel Daishinkan came to an end. Goku would close that dimension and start walking towards Zeno-sama. Even though that bastard called himself the most powerful being of the universe, he couldn't even face me for 3 minutes. Damn it. How's he able to end Daishinkan's life? Son Goku really became a monster. Meanwhile, Goku AF would continue to give incredible blows to the kings of the whole, which after several hours passed, the battle began. Their energy reserves would decrease because that incredible power was bigger, leaving everyone present surprised. The more the battle went on, the power of the Super Saiyan 10 became more powerful as its resistance greatly increased. Is that it? They call themselves gods. That means when I face my vermin friends, they won't be nothing but garbage. Kronos lying on the ground with blood expelling from his body. Kuma would be standing, but the status of Super Saiyan Legendary God lost him. His body couldn't stand the great power of the injuries that he had.
To me, the first Saiyan existing, I can't believe I've been defeated by you. I can't allow it. I'll die ending your existence. I won't let you get away with it.
Akuma would accumulate all his remaining power in the center of his body, generating a great explosion. Goku AF would only smile, returning to Super Saiyan 4, with which his power was still gigantic. I promise that I won't move from this place. With that explosion, you're able to end my life. Of course, you will win the fight, but in that case, you won't succeed. I'll even look at you in the other world to be able to eliminate your soul completely. A great voice of authority would resonate through the universe of Zeno-sama, and an incomparable power would be felt all over the place. A power this time had been able to make the bones of both warriors rumble, as well as the kings who were in that place. But the most impressed would be Goku and Goku AF. Wow, that guy's able to release that pressure. Even all my power, I could have a difficult time defeating him. Since his power is amazing, could he be a new god? I wonder who he is. Wow, he's been able to beat that useless one and finally a worthwhile warrior. I want to check out the power you release. Without Goku AF reacting, Raikon connected a single blow to the center of his internal energy, making him fly kilometers across the multiverse, colliding with a planet, destroying it, and the appearance of that subject would prostrate the Saiyan in front of both the kings. Well, I'm able to give you a beating. Although that is amazing since you are considered kings of the whole.
Damn, Raikon, I don't need your mercy. Go away, I'll end his life with these good-for-nothing scumbags myself.
Raikon, with a quick movement, would connect a blow to his head which would knock him out of combat. and heal the wounds of Akuma and Kronos, while Goku watched. That guy'll certainly be a problem. He even sent my counterpart flying. Who is he? I want you to leave. I'll take care of finishing these guys. Their hearts are corrupted with negative energy. No, my lord, I assure you, these guys are capable of exceeding your expectations. It'd be better to leave this place and regroup. Don't worry, I'm the first god whose birth obtained energy of destruction as well as angelic energy. Two totally different energies born next to me. I can't lose against these guys. Goku F would recover, instantly furious, lashing out at Raikon. Starting to hit him, despite his great speed, Raikon could counter each of his blows and even hinted that he dodged them without difficulty. Just leave you two. Zeno-sama betrayed the universes. He'll have to pay for his consequences. I only came to this place for you. What mighty king of Raikon-sama say? He allowed me to die at the hands of this Saiyan? Help me! In that case, you don't know I'm a Saiyan too. I don't care what happens to you. I hope you have power. Otherwise, you'll be sealed. Sealed? What do you mean, my lord? I know that if I end your miserable life, the balance of everything existing can collapse. For that reason, I've been able to create a prison with all my power. That Saiyan's interesting. He was able to understand what I told him. At that moment, Goku F would access the Super Saiyan 5 with the intention of facing Raikon, the first Saiyan with destructive and celestial energy. Everything was trembling because of the power he was expelling. The confrontation between Whis and Ryuk intensified as space became the stage for their fierce cosmic battle. The clash of divine and dark energies echoed in the void of the universe, creating ripples that stretched to the far reaches of space. You think you can stop me, Whis? The master of divine martial arts, Whis, maintained his serene composure as he resisted the onslaught of the Devourer of Worlds disciple. His divine aura glowed brightly, fighting against the darkness that threatened to envelop him. Whis, with a wave of his hand, unleashed a blast of divine energy that forced Ryuk back momentarily. However, the smile on the dark being's face revealed that he was far from giving up. Ryuk, your quest for power will only lead to destruction. Ryuk, releasing a sinister laugh, launched himself at Whis with renowned furiosity. Each exchange of blows was like a clash of titans, with the fate of the universe hanging in the balance. Meanwhile, Beerus was recovering from the wounds inflicted by Ryuk, watching the battle with critical eyes. The darkness that had pierced his abdomen was beginning to dissipate thanks to divine regeneration, but the experience had left an indelible mark. This creature is more formidable than I imagined. Determined not to be a mere spectator, Beerus joined the battle with renowned determination. His figure flashed with divine energy that rivaled Whis', creating a spectacle of light and shadow in space. The three powerful beings engaged in a cosmic dance, with flashes of divine and dark energy illuminating the vastness of the universe. Ryuk, without losing his smirk, took advantage of his transformation to increase his speed and strength, challenging the gods with every move. The combat reached new levels of complexity when Whis, in a flash of cunning, unleashed a divine teleportation technique. He moved at the speed of thought, appearing and disappearing at different points in space, keeping Ryuk on the defensive.
You can't dodge me forever, Whis.
As Whis and Ryuk clashed in space, Beerus focused on channeling his divine energy. The Destroyer God sank into a meditative state, concentrating on unleashing his true power. Beerus' transformation was gradual but impactful. His figure was enveloped in a golden aura, and his eyes shone with the intensity of a star. Divine power flowed through him, manifesting in a form that only the mightiest gods could attain, allowing the grievous wound left by Ryuk to be healed.
It's time to put an end to this.
The reborn Beerus lunged towards Ryuk with unparalleled speed. Each blow he delivered was imbued with overwhelming divine energy. Ryuk, though powerful, was overwhelmed by the onslaught of the Destroyer God. Meanwhile, Whis continued his cosmic ballet, defying the laws of space and time with his speed and agility. Every move was calculated, every blow strategically executed. The battle reached its climax as Beerus and Whis coordinated,
combining their attacks to create a symphony of divine energy that enveloped Ryuk. The pressure in the air became almost tangible, and the cosmos itself seemed to rumble with the intensity of the conflict. "Do you have anything to say, Ryuk?" Ryuk, gravely wounded but still defiant, let out a shrill laugh. His figure writhed as the dark energy tried to resist the overwhelming pressure of the gods.
This is not the end, gods. My master will be released, and his darkness will devour all.
Beerus, showing no mercy, unleashed a sphere of concentrated divine energy and hurled it directly at Ryuk. The resulting explosion illuminated the space, dispelling the darkness that had lingered. Silence fell over the space as the gods watched the wreckage of the battle. Ryuk lay motionless, defeated, but not destroyed. His threat had been contained, at least for now.
This is not over. We need to find out more about his master and any threat that may arise.
Whis nodded, sharing the same determination. The reality of the danger that stalked the universe became more apparent, and the gods knew they had to prepare to face even greater challenges. The cosmic explosion that marked the end of the fierce battle dissipated into the vast space, leaving Whis and Beerus floating in momentary tranquility. As they regained their composure, a flash of gold announced the arrival of Daishinkan, the High Priest, who appeared before them with a serene but worried expression.
I see you've dealt with the threat, dear Whis and Beerus.
Yes, Father. Ryuk has been contained, at least for now.
But this isn't the end, is it?
Daishinkan smiled wisely as he held in his hands a strange artifact, a glowing sphere that emanated an energy like the one they felt during the battle.
This is what I wanted to show you. It's known as the Sphere of Divine Containment, an ancient artifact capable of sealing beings of great power and darkness.
Beerus and Whis watched intently as Daishinkan explained the function of the sphere and how it was used to keep the most dangerous entities in the universe at bay.
This artifact has been kept in safekeeping for eons. It's only brought to light in extreme situations. The dark energy they felt came from one of these sealed entities, released by Ryuk's recklessness.
Whis and Beerus exchanged worried glances as they assimilated the information.
Who are these sealed entities? They are beings from the distant past, fallen gods and creatures whose thirst for power make them uncontrollable. The Sphere of Divine Containment is our safeguard against their resurgence.
So, Ryuk was one of them, and his master?
His master is the Devourer of Worlds, an even more ancient and dangerous being. His release could jeopardize existence itself.
The gravity of the situation hung heavy in the air as Daishinkan continued to explain the importance of keeping the Sphere of Divine Containment safe and sealing Ryuk again.
Now that Ryuk has been contained, it's crucial that he returns to his place of safekeeping. But we also need to get information from him. We need to know more about the Devourer of Worlds' plans and any threats that may arise.
Beerus, Whis, and Daishinkan shared a determined look. The task was not complete. There is still work to be done.
If interrogating Ryuk could give us answers, we'll do so, but we must proceed with caution.
The information we gathered will be essential to prepare for future threats. Also, we need to reinforce the security of the Sphere of Divine Containment. Daishinkan, with a nod of his head, showed his approval of the god's decision.
Very well. Let us return to the realm of all and set preparations in motion. The safety of the universe depends on us.
The three gods, with the glowing sphere in hand, teleported to the realm of all, ready to confront the shadows of the past and ensure the stability of the universe. The spheres of divine containment, now more than ever, became the beacon of hope amidst the darkness that threatened to emerge. Meanwhile on Earth, the Z warriors, divided into groups, scattered into the sky in the direction of the unknown presences they had sensed on the planet of the northern Zeno-sama. In the air, they moved at impressive speeds, ready to face any threat that crossed their path. On Kaiosama's planet, Goku and Vegeta appeared thanks to teleportation, scarring Kaiosama with serious and determined expressions. Kaiosama, who was waiting for them, welcomed them with nervous gestures.
Goku, Vegeta, I'm glad you came so quickly. The information I have is crucial.
We need to know what this artifact is and what threat it poses.
We don't have time to waste. What do you know?
Kaio-sama nodded and led the Saiyans to his small home on the planet. Once inside, they unfolded an ancient scroll that revealed information about a mystical artifact known as the Cosmic Core of Containment. He explained that this artifact was used by the ancient gods to seal entities of great evil and power, preventing them from wreaking havoc in the universe.
This artifact is so ancient that there are hardly any records of its creation. It was thought to be lost, but apparently all this time it was hidden on planet Earth.
And how is it supposed to be sealed?
Tell us at once.
Kaio-sama explained that the Cosmic Core of Containment could be opened by a being of great power, but in doing so, the seal would be transferred to the first being it encountered. If the seal was not broken immediately, it would merge with that being, granting it power, but also binding it to the duty of keeping the evil sealed.
And how the heck did it end up in Goku's chest?
That's the puzzling thing. It seems that this artifact chose Goku as its carrier.
Goku, with an expression of astonishment, began to grasp the magnitude of the situation. He was now the bearer of an artifact containing an entity of indescribable evil. So you mean I'm now responsible for keeping this evil under control?
What an honor, Kakarot! It seems you've become the guardian of evil.
But there is something else. The being sealed inside the urn is incredibly powerful. He is known as Bahamut, the Devourer of Worlds. It is an ancient entity that has consumed entire worlds.
The gravity of the situation was reflected on the faces of Goku and Vegeta. Not only did they have to face the mysterious artifact in Goku's chest, but also the dark entity sealed within. Then we have an important task. We must keep Bahamut under control and, at the same time, figure out how to free ourselves from this burden.
Yes, make no mistake, Kakarot. If this threatens Earth, I'll not hesitate to stop you.
Meanwhile on Earth, the Z Warriors faced unusual pressure as they prepared for combat. Each group was ready to deal with the entities they had sensed at Bulma's house, which were minions of Bahamut, the Devourer of Worlds. The dark energy surrounding these minions was intense, and the very air seemed to vibrate with their malevolent presence. The group of Krillin, Master Roshi, and Android 18 encountered one of Bahamut's 4 minions standing on the ground, humanoids with a black, malevolent aura. The Z Warriors prepared for the confrontation with Krillin, Android 18, and Master Roshi, adopting combat stances. In a chaotic dance of dark energy and flickering explosions, the confrontation between the Z Warriors and Bahamut's henchmen unfolded on the cosmic stage of Earth's defense. Krillin, Android 18, and Master Roshi, 3 warriors of varying experience and skills, faced a dark menace that threatened to plunge the planet into an abyss of destruction. The stage was permeated with a tense atmosphere as the 3 warriors assumed combat stances, ready to defend the Earth against Bahamut's henchmen, a being whose malevolent aura eclipsed even the intensity of the sun. I don't know who you are, but we'll not allow you to harm our planet! Krillin's words echoed in the air, charged with determination. Bahamut's henchman, a humanoid with a black, malevolent aura, advanced with ferocity, launching a dark attack. Krillin, in a display of amazing agility, dodged the attacks, moving like a gust of wind across the battlefield. Kaizen! In the blink of an eye, Krillin created his signature energy disc and launched it towards the henchman. Kaizen spun furiously, cutting through the air as it headed towards its target. However, the henchman displayed unmatched skill as he dodged the spinning attack, moving with an agility that defied comprehension. The henchman counterattacked with a series of dark, swift strikes, but Krillin was unwilling to give up. With precise and quick movements, he blocked most of the attacks, responding with quick and precise counterattacks. The combat dance between Krillin and the henchman painted a picture of speed and skill, where each movement could change the tide of the battle. Meanwhile, Master Roshi, the aged warrior with vast experience in martial arts, watched the confrontation with a knowing smile. He adopted a firm posture, waiting for his moment to intervene.
You've chosen the wrong man to fight. I've seen more battles than you can imagine.
As Bahamut's henchman lunged towards him, Master Roshi moved with unique grace, dodging the attacks with precise movements and counterattacking with a series of energy blasts. The old man's experience and cunning proved to be a formidable challenge for the henchman, who was forced to deploy all his skills to confront the master.
On the other hand, Android 18, the android warrior with formidable strength, advanced towards the henchman with determination. Her eyes glowed with an intense blue light as she unleashed her powerful android energy. Do not underestimate the strength of androids. With a quick wave of his hands, Android 18 launched a wave of energy towards the henchman. The latter, though impressed by the ferocity of the android warrior, showed no signs of recoiling. Instead, it lunged toward her with surprising speed, throwing dark blows that Android 18 dodged with cybernetic agility. The battle between Android 18 and the minion was a display of strength and speed, the bursts of energy lighting up the sky. Both fought with an intensity that could shake the foundations of the universe. Meanwhile, Android 18, a formidable warrior created by Dr. Giro, was ready to demonstrate her immense power. She charged her energy, her body radiating a red glow, and lunged towards the henchman with determination. Don't underestimate me. I'm stronger than you think. The henchman responded with a sudden surge of his dark aura, unleashing a surge of energy that pushed Android 18 back. The force of the impact created a shockwave, kicking up dust and debris in its wake. The battle was intense. Every move had a purpose and every attack resonated with the Z-Warriors' determination to protect their home. Explosions of energy followed one after another, lighting up the battlefield like fireworks in the dark night of space. However, the true magnitude of the threat was yet to be fully revealed. This henchman was only one of 4 sent by Bahamut, and the fate of Earth depended on the ability of the Z-Warriors to pass this first test. On the horizon, the other 3 minions awaited their turn, ready to plunge into the fray and test their bravery and skills of Earth's defenders. The intensity of the battle increased with each moment, and while Krillin, Android 18, and Master Roshi fought against the henchmen, other groups of Z-Warriors faced similar challenges in different locations around the planet. The fate of the Earth hung in the delicate balance of the unfolding cosmic battle, and each warrior was determined to give everything for the survival of his home. While the first group of warriors were defending Earth on Kaio-sama's planet in the small house, it was permeated with a tense atmosphere and solemnity as Goku, Vegeta, and Kaio-sama were immersed in the gravity of the situation. The ancient scroll spread out on the table revealed the secrets of an ancient artifact, and the weight now rested on Goku's shoulders. So you mean I'm now responsible for keeping this evil under control? The responsibility rested on Goku like a heavy mantle. The cosmic core of containment, that ancestral artifact, had chosen Goku as its carrier, and within it was Bahamut, the devourer of worlds. The gravity of the situation was reflected in the eyes of the Saiyan, who was already mentally preparing himself for a colossal task ahead. What an honor, Kakarot. Seems you've become the guardian of evil. The irony of Vegeta's voice did not go unnoticed. While his words might have been sarcastic, the determination in his eyes indicated that, despite any jokes, they were in this together.
But there's something else. The being inside the artifact is incredibly powerful.
The information left Goku and Vegeta silent. Bahamut, the name echoed in their minds like the distant echo of a coming storm. Consuming entire worlds was a threat they could not underestimate. Then we have an important task. We must keep Bahamut under control and at the same time figure out how to free ourselves from this burden. The pact was sealed. Together, Goku and Vegeta would take on the challenge of containing Bahamut and discovering a way to free themselves from the burden they now carried. The remaining question was how they would confront the dark entity that lay in Goku's chest. But before they could formulate a plan, a vibration in the air alerted them to the arrival of others.
It seems your friends are in trouble. Go help them.
Goku and Vegeta nodded in a gesture and understanding and, with serious expressions, headed for the door. With a mighty leap, they launched themselves into the sky, ready to join the battle raging on planet Earth. At the moment that Kaio-sama gave the information to Goku and Vegeta, on Earth appeared another henchman of Bahamut who met with the duo of Ten Shinhan. This henchman of Bahamut seemed to be an expert in dark martial arts. He moved with supernatural agility, challenging the Z-Warriors with swift and lethal movements. Do not underestimate the strength of humans! Kikoho! Ten Shinhan launched his powerful Kikoho attack,
creating an explosion of energy that enveloped Bahamut's henchmen.
This is no ordinary enemy. I must use my powers wisely.
Chaos unleashing his magic, creating illusions and distractions to confuse Bahamut's henchmen. The battle was unfolding on multiple levels, with the Z warriors fighting against this enemy who seemed to understand the combat arts in unexpected ways. At that moment, realizing that the power with which they were facing Bahamut's henchmen was not enough to stop him, thanks to Chaos's distraction, they took the opportunity to try to escape. But they did not count on the great speed of their rival who, realizing that they wanted to escape, caught up with them, disappearing from the place where he was and appearing in front of them. At the precise moment in which he was about to eliminate Chaos and Ten Shinhan, two people appeared between them and their rival Goku and Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta, with their gazes fixed on Bahamut's henchmen, shared a silent understanding. The gravity of the situation was clear on their faces, but there was no room for doubt.
Ten Shinhan! Chaos! Go and warn the others about this threat. We need time to deal with this. We don't want them to get hurt because of us. Go! We'll take care of this.
Ten Shinhan and Chaos nodded, recognizing the determination in the Saiyans' voices. Wasting no time, they sped away, leaving Goku and Vegeta facing their formidable opponent. Bahamut's henchmen, emanating overwhelming darkness, showed no signs of backing down. His eyes glowed with malice, aware of the battle ahead. The Z warriors were prepared to face any threat, and this would be no exception.
It's clear that this won't be easy. That's what makes it exciting. Let's do it, Kakarot!
Goku and Vegeta charged at Bahamut's henchmen with impressive speed. At the moment when both warriors were fighting a battle that could change the fate of Earth, this being who presented himself as Bahamut's henchman, this dark entity with a humanoid shape but a bird's head, was going to be surprised by the abilities of the Saiyan warriors. In the middle of the combat, of all the show of strength between both warriors and this dark being, Takagami, with a confused face but confident that his strength was far superior to that of these earthly warriors, thought, "I'm amazed at the strength these earthly beings possess. I guess they deserve to know who'll kill them." Then at that moment he told them with a malevolent smile, he said, "I've been surprised by warriors. That's why they deserve to know my name. I'm Takagami, sacred god of darkness, follower of the supreme god Bahamut." Goku, very surprised of what he's hearing, said, "More gods? This sounds very dangerous and it's exciting."
Bug, shut up! The life of this planet's at risk and you get excited about a being that's very powerful.
The speed of the combat accelerated as Goku and Vegeta pounced on Takagami. The energy in the air became dense, vibrating with the intensity of the impending confrontation. Takagami, with his dark aura, stood his ground, disdainfully watching the approaching Saiyans.
Do you think you have a chance against the power of darkness?
Goku and Vegeta continued their advance, wasting no time in unnecessary words. In the blink of an eye, they were in front of Takagami, unleashing a gale of blows. Takagami, with surprising agility, dodged many of the attacks, but some managed to land, demonstrating the strength of the Saiyans.
Don't underestimate the power of a Saiyan! Come on, God of Darkness, show us what you can do!
Takagami responded to the challenge, unleashing his own fury. His speed and combat skills were amazing, deflecting the blows of Goku and Vegeta with subtle movements. The battle turned into a whirlwind of punches, kicks, and ki blasts, lighting up the sky with flashes of light and darkness.
They're just insects in front of the power of eternal darkness!
Goku in his base state and Vegeta, with their pride as the Saiyan Prince, continued to put pressure on Takagami. However, as the battle progressed, Takagami began to reveal more of his true power. His dark aura intensified and his form subtly changed, revealing a transformation that increased his power exponentially.
This can't be good.
Goku, always excited for a challenge, added,
"Vegeta, get ready! This is getting interesting."
Takagami's increased power created an overwhelming pressure on the battlefield. His speed increased dramatically, and his strength eclipsed that of the Saiyans. However, Goku and Vegeta were not intimidated. With determination, they raised their own power of levels, taking the battle to new heights. The fighting continued with swift attacks and explosions shaking the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta, now in more advanced forms, kept up the pace, challenging Takagami at every turn. However, despite his efforts, the sacred god of darkness proved to be a formidable adversary.
This is entertaining, but your resistance is useless.
The darkness consumes everything.
Goku and Vegeta, without giving up, exchanged determined glances.
Vegeta, it's time to go further. Huh, of course, Kakarot.
As Chaos and Ten Shinhan rushed to warn the other Z warriors, the confrontation between Goku, Vegeta, and Takagami entered a new level of intensity. The struggle for the fate of the universe was in full swing. A cosmic battle was raging on planet Earth, where darkness and light collided in a frantic dance of energy. Goku and Vegeta, the brave Saiyans, were facing Takagami, the Falcon, sacred god of darkness. The intensity of the combat resonated in the universe, and every movement threatened to tear reality itself apart. Takagami, who had increased his power, floated in the air with an imposing presence and dark aura. His eyes glowed with malice as he watched the Saiyans, who stood firm, prepared to defend their fate of the planet. In response to their enemies' increased power, Goku and Vegeta channeled their ki to the maximum, raising their power to the Super Saiyan.
Vegeta, this guy's strong, but that only means that this fight will be even better. Huh, of course, Kakarot. This is our time to shine.
The planet Earth vibrated with the energy released by the three contenders. The distant stars seemed to pale before the magnitude of the conflict. The clouds were dissipated by such a demonstration of power. Takagami, with his increased speed, lunged at Goku with a darkness-laden punch. Goku, using his elasticity and quickness, dodged gracefully, leaving a trail of flashes around him by the speed at which Takagami was lashing out with his nigh-speed punches. Vegeta, with a burst of ki, stepped between Goku and Takagami, blocking an attack that would have been devastating his fellow Saiyan. The shockwave from the collision sent debris in all directions.
I expected nothing less from you, sacred god of darkness.
Takagami defiantly unleashed a series of dark blasts towards Goku and Vegeta. The Saiyans responded with perfect timing, countering each attack with precise strikes and energy waves. The scene looked like a combat symphony, where every movement was choreographed with divine precision. Goku, with a twinkle in his eye, concentrated his energy on his hands. A bluish sphere of energy began to form, growing in size and luminosity. Vegeta, observing the familiar technique, smiled as he recognized the power that Goku was summoning. A colossal energy wave fired by Goku shot through the sky like lightning, hitting Takagami squarely. However, the darkness was absorbing the energy, and the Falcon emerged unscathed, laughing disdainfully.
Is that all you have, Saiyan?
While Goku was recovering from the effort of his attack, Vegeta launched himself at Takagami with supersonic speed. His fist slammed into the Dark God, creating a shockwave that shook the air. However, Takagami responded with a burst of energy that sent Vegeta backwards.
Ah! Damn, this guy's stronger than I thought.
Goku, recovering, joined the battle again. Both Saiyans, aware that they were facing a formidable enemy, decided that it was time to take the fight to the next level.
Vegeta, how about we show what we can really do? Of course, Kakarot. Let's do it.
Goku and Vegeta began to accumulate energy around them. The atmosphere was charged with an intensity of their ki as they unleashed their advanced forms. Goku transformed into the Super Saiyan Blue, while Vegeta assumed his evolved form, the evolved Blue Super Saiyan.
Are they taking each other seriously now?
Goku and Vegeta, with their new forms, advanced towards Takagami with renewed determination. The speed and strength of the Saiyans were now incomparable. The impacts resounded like cosmic thunder, creating a symphony of destruction in the sky. The battle became even more intense. Goku and Vegeta, coordinating their movements, attacked Takagami with an impressive combination of techniques and melee attacks. The Falcon, despite its power, was overwhelmed by the ferocity of the Saiyans.
Final flash!
The bursts of energy, one blue and one golden, converged into a titanic explosion that engulfed Takagami. Light and darkness mixed in a burst of dazzling colors. However, when the explosion dissipated, Takagami emerged once more, his form slightly battered, but his determination intact.
His power is awesome, but I'm a god. The darkness cannot be defeated so easily.
Goku and Vegeta, without giving up, continued the offensive. The speed of his combat reached levels that defied comprehension. Punches and kicks were exchanged in a split second, creating a glow of cosmic collisions.
Big Bang attack!
Kaioken 20 times! The energy exploded again, shaking the sky with its fury. However, Takagami, with his divine resistance, withstood the attacks. The battle raged across the cosmos, with the warriors disappearing and reappearing in flashes of light and shadow. In the middle of the struggle, Goku and Vegeta began to feel an overwhelming pressure. Takagami's darkness seemed to expand, defying even the limits of the most powerful Saiyans. Reality itself was twisting under the influence of dark energy. This darkness is incredibly strong.
We can't back down now, Kakarot. We must get over this.
Both Saiyans raised their powers even more. The fight reached a new peak of intensity. The Saiyan was exploding like fireworks in the vastness of the night sky, lighting up the darkness with flashes of determination and defiance. Takagami, at the epicenter of the storm, smiled ominously.
Now you'll see the true power of eternal darkness.
The universe trembled as the battle reached its climax. The warriors were fighting for the fate of everything they knew, and the question that lingered in space was whether the light of the Saiyans could overcome the darkness of the sacred god. The planet Earth rumbled with the intensity of the cosmic battle. Goku and Vegeta, drenched in sweat, maintained their advanced forms as they prepared for Takagami's next assault. Darkness was emanating from his figure, but something seemed out of place. The Dark God's skin had a grayish hue, as if he had not yet completed the possession of its wearer. Takagami, with a guttural laugh, seemed to notice the perplexity in the Saiyans' expressions.
Surprise, Saiyans! I've not yet revealed all my power.
Goku and Vegeta exchanged puzzled looks. Something was not right, and both warriors felt it. At that moment, Takagami convulsed. A new form shook, as if he was fighting against something. An invisible force seemed to pull at him from within.
No! I haven't taken complete control yet!
Suddenly, a burst of dark energy enveloped Takagami, hiding him from view. The Saiyans were on guard, prepared for any surprise. Their energy in the air became denser, as if the cosmos itself was on the verge of transformation.
What's going on?
Before they could form any more questions, the dark energy dispersed, revealing Takagami's true form. However, what they saw took their breath away. At the moment of arriving at his true form, he let himself see the body he was possessing. This body was Yamcha's. Once the warriors saw that, Takagami completed his bird-headed humanoid form. But now the true form of the sacred god of destruction was clearly revealed. The falcon's head was clearly shown, with a defined musculature but a thin body, wearing blue Egyptian clothes with gold bracelets and a gold necklace. Huge wings which disappeared and appeared at their whim. Now Takagami had something going for him. He was playing against the Saiyan warriors. Not only should he defeat them, but they should also avoid harming Yamcha. That's what Yamcha looks like! Takagami's rumbling laughter filled the space. Now completely in possession of Yamcha's body, the Dark God was displaying a malevolent smile.
That's right, Saiyans. This weak body belongs to me now.
Vegeta gritted his teeth furiously.
Damn it! How dare you possess one of us? It's not just one Saiyan. Soon all of you will become Bahamut puppets.
The reality of the situation hit Goku and Vegeta, but the force of the cosmic impact, the dark entity they were facing, was not only a dark god, but also had the power of possessing earthling warriors. Yamcha, now inside the sacred god of darkness, did not have any sign of consciousness. The god had taken control of his being completely.
Ha 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 ha! There's no escape. Bahamut will be released, and this universe will fall into eternal darkness.
Goku and Vegeta shared a determined look. They knew the threat was even greater now. Not only were they fighting a dark god, they were also faced the possibility of losing their friends and allies in this fight.
Vegeta, we have to find a way to free Yamcha and stop Takagami. Of course, Kakarot. But first, we have to deal with this dark god.
The battle continued, but now the situation was more desperate. Takagami, with Yamcha's body, unleashed an unstoppable fury. The Saiyans struggled not only against eternal darkness, but also against the weight of facing one of their own companions. Explosions of energy lit up the sky, but the inner struggle of Goku and Vegeta was equally intense. Every blow, every burst of ki resonated with the promise of freeing Yamcha and saving the universe from the threat of Bahamut. But Takagami wasn't going to give up so easily.
Do you think you could beat one of the World Eater's henchmen?
the dark energy intensified, and the ultimate form of the sacred god of darkness, now the freedom to be able to use all his power, launched relentless attacks. Goku and Vegeta, with their advanced forms, were fighting with all their might, but the darkness had a firm grip. The struggle dragged on. Every moment seemed like an eternity. Yamcha, although he was just a contender for Takagami, at one point during the fight showed signs of pain on his face. It was as if his very essence was fighting against the darkness that was consuming her. "Yamcha, hold on! Let's get you out of this!" But Goku's words were lost in the storm. Takagami, with a maniacal laugh, continued his assault. The Earth, witness of this cosmic conflict, trembled before the magnitude of the confrontation between light and darkness. Somewhere far away, Chaos and Ten Shinhan, after alerting the other Z warriors about the threat, returned to the battlefield. Seeing the situation, Ten Shinhan's face filled with fury as Chaos clenched his fist determinedly. "Takagami, I'll make sure you pay for this!" Both warriors joined the fight, but even with their abilities, facing a dark god who possessed one of his own would not be so easy. The battle turned into a desperate struggle to face Yamcha and stop Bahamut before he was released. During the chaos, Goku and Vegeta shared a look of determination. The darkness could be powerful, but the light of the Saiyans would shine even in the darkest moments. The battle for the fate of the universe was far from over, and Earth's heroes were ready to face any challenges that stood in their way. Taking a trip to the past, one day before the strange artifact was impregnated into Goku's chest, after rescuing his son Goten, Yamcha, oblivious to the imminent danger that was coming, was exploring an ancient Egyptian pyramid during an archaeological expedition. The atmosphere was charged with mystery and the promise of amazing discoveries. Deep inside the pyramid, Yamcha stumbled upon an ancient artifact that was glowing with a dim light. It was an Egyptian bracelet decorated with intricate hieroglyphs. Fascinated by her beauty and attracted by an inexplicable force, Yamcha could not resist and placed the bracelet on his wrist. The moment the bracelet touched his skin, a strange sensation enveloped Yamcha. It was not painful or threatening, but rather captivating. An ancestral connection was established between the earthly warrior and the Egyptian artifact. What Yamcha didn't know was that this artifact contained an ancient power linked to the age of gods and legends. As the light from the bracelet merged with Yamcha, an ancient presence awoke. It was the essence of an ancient god that was lying asleep inside the artifact. However, this being was neither malevolent nor benevolent. It was simply an ancestral force seeking to join a mortal existence, or at least that was what Yamcha felt at that moment. The god, by merging with Yamcha, granted him abilities and knowledge beyond his comprehension. Yamcha felt with a strength and connection to the story itself. The fusion, although puzzling at first, resulted in a unique symbiosis between the earthly warrior and the divine entity. Yamcha didn't know what the bracelet actually was. Returning to the battle, every moment became more challenging for Goku and Vegeta and the earthly warriors. Takagami, now completely liberated, unleashed a destructive force that tested even the most powerful Saiyans. In an effort to turn the tide of the battle, Ten Shinhan and Chaos joined the fight. Both warriors, aware of the threat possessed by Takagami, threw themselves into the fray bravely. His unique skills and determination added a new dynamic to the conflict, but even with his intervention, the darkness persisted. "Ten Shinhan, keep the pressure on. We cannot allow this darkness to take over our world." Ten Shinhan nodded, concentrating his energy on coordinated attacks with Goku and Vegeta. Despite their combined efforts, Takagami remained a relentless adversary. As the battle reached its peak, Goku and Vegeta, exhausted but without losing their determination, shared a look of mutual understanding. They knew they needed an extra power to face Takagami at his finest. Instantly, an idea crossed their minds of the Saiyan's fusion. "Vegeta, I know it's not something you prefer, but I think it's our only option."
I don't like to admit it, Kakarot, but I agree with you. If we want to stop this monster, we need all the power we can get.
Both warriors assumed the necessary postures to perform the fusion dance. The energy of Goku and Vegeta intertwined in a brilliant flash, and within seconds, an entirely new warrior emerged. Gogeta in his base form, the supremely powerful fusion of the two Saiyans.
It seems the occasion requires it. Now, Takagami, get ready. So you think a ridiculous fusion will be able to stand up to my power?
Gogeta rushed towards Takagami with amazing speed. The matchup that followed was an unmatched display of skills. Gogeta dodged Takagami's attacks with grace, fighting back with overwhelming force. However, the darkness that enveloped the Dark God proved to be a formidable challenge. During the intense battle, Ten Shinhan and Chaos continued to bravely fight, but the price of a confrontation was already becoming apparent. Takagami, taking advantage of the distraction, launched a devastating attack that left Ten Shinhan and Chaos seriously injured. Goku and Vegeta, seeing their companions in danger, felt a surge of rage. Gogeta redoubled his efforts, attacking with renewed ferocity. However, Takagami, aware of the situation, diverted his attention to Ten Shinhan and Chaos.
Feeling the despair, Saiyans. Soon this world will witness its end.
Goku and Vegeta, full of rage and determination, increased their speed. They knew they needed to do something before Takagami carried out his threats. The battle reached its climax when Gogeta launched a massive attack on Takagami, seeking to break his resistance. However, the darkness surrounding Takagami intensified, revealing a surprise resistance. It was then that Ten Shinhan and Chaos, still on the ground, exchanged a determined look. They knew that whatever they had to do to give Gogeta a chance to defeat Takagami.
Goku, Vegeta, you need time. I'll take care of holding this monster. I'll come with you, Ten Shinhan. Together we'll be the barrier they need.
Goku and Vegeta, although reluctant to lose their friends, went at full speed to avoid what they had in mind.
Don't do it, Ten Shinhan, Chaos.
Ten Shinhan and Chaos stood up, ignoring the pain coursing through their bodies. With determination, they faced Takagami, resisting his attacks with all their might. Gogeta, seeing the situation, understood the magnitude of the sacrifice they were making.
We cannot disappoint this sacrifice. We have to win this.
While Ten Shinhan and Chaos bravely fought Takagami, Gogeta continued his assault with the intensity intact. The battle was taking place on two fronts, with the Earth Warriors sacrificing themselves to provide the necessary opening. Goku and Vegeta, as he approached, their hearts were filled with sorrow and gratitude towards Ten Shinhan and Chaos. Gogeta, with supersonic speed, approached the scene where Ten Shinhan and Chaos were bravely facing Takagami. His gaze reflected the mixture of determination and regret, knowing that the sacrifices of his teammates were the key to victory.
Hold on a little longer, guys. Let's put an end to this.
The Saiyan fusion advanced towards Takagami, who, upon seeing Gogeta's arrival, stopped attacking Ten Shinhan and Chaos to confront the fused warrior. The intensity of the battle reached a new level, with attacks and counterattacks echoing across the battlefield. Ten Shinhan, with his remaining strength, took advantage of that distraction to hold Takagami with all his strength, preventing him from moving freely. His face showed determination and resignation at the same time.
Chaos, this is your chance. Make every second I hold this monster worth it.
Chaos, next to Ten Shinhan, nodded weakly. His body showed the ravages of the battle, but his eyes were shining with all the will to do the duty.
Ten Shinhan is right, Gogeta. The light will always prevail over the darkness. Remember that. Goku, Vegeta, take care of our world. This is our last act.
At that moment, Chaos accumulated an immense amount of energy to sacrifice himself. Gogeta, who was very close, were hit by the shock wave of the explosion. Gogeta, recovering from the impact, looked at the place where his companions were with solemnly.
Your sacrifice will not be in vain. I promise.
After what happened, Gogeta raised his head and with an uncontrollable anger increased his ki in such a way that he made the battlefield rumble, making the stones that were in the place fly, making Takagami retreat only with the gusts of air that expanded from his being. In a panning from head to toe, we managed to see Gogeta's transformation in Super Saiyan Blue Phase 4, which showed the essence of Ozaru as a kind of aura in blue color, and a more controlled but much more powerful version, a transformation never seen, since they were not able to coordinate their powers to be able to reach said transformation. As Gogeta's energy transformed into a surprising and controlled version of Super Saiyan Blue Stage 4, a brilliant blue essence of Ozaru manifested around him, revealing unparalleled potency. The cosmic landscape trembled before the magnitude of this new form. Goku and Vegeta, witness of this unique transformation, were filled with amazement and determination. It was evident that Gogeta was reaching a level of power never seen before, fusing the essence of Super Saiyan Blue with Ozaru's formidable presence flawlessly. Gogeta, in his new form, turned an intense gaze towards Takagami, whose expression of confidence was overshadowed by surprise.
The battle, far from having come to an end, was just beginning in this new phase. The universe was waiting for the outcome of this epic confrontation where light and darkness collided in a cosmic dance. The promise of a new dawn loomed on the horizon, but the price of triumph was uncertain. Gogeta floated in the sky, surrounded by the imposing energy of his new form. The stars seemed to pale before the intensity of his blue radiance as Takagami recovered from the initial impact and adopted a defensive posture. What kind of transformation is this? This is the power of those who fight for something greater than themselves. With a flash, Gogeta disappeared, appearing in front of Takagami in the blink of an eye. The clash of their fists created shockwaves that shook the battlefield. Gogeta's speed and strength were unmatched, surpassing even Takagami's ability to anticipate his blows. Gogeta and Takagami exchanged blows and energy blasts at breakneck speed. Each impact resounded like cosmic thunder, creating an epic symphony on planet Earth. Your attempt to revive your so-called gods ends here, Takagami. Ha 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 ha! But you're a bug in the face of the greatness of my power. In an instant, Gogeta unleashed a burst of concentrated energy, enveloping Takagami in a whirlwind of light and force. When the light dissipated, Takagami emerged unharmed, but with a more serious expression. Interesting, but not enough. The battle was reaching cosmic levels with ripples of energy spreading across the far reaches of the universe. Meanwhile, the other Z warriors watched the sky, appreciating Gogeta's great power of display and Takagami's resilience and viciousness. The roar of battle echoed in every corner of the universe. Gogeta and Takagami, wrapped in an endless dance of energy, continued their titanic confrontation. Space twisted and trembled under the influence of their powers, creating distortions itself. Bursts of energy expanded like lightning, illuminating the darkness of the night sky with dazzling flashes. Each blow between the two contenders seemed to release an explosion of energy that spread in concentric waves, setting the frantic pace of the cosmic battle. Away from the battlefield, the others watched in anguish and admiration. Bulma, with a mixture of fear and hope in her eyes, clung to the hope that Gogeta would prevail. Come on, Gogeta, you must win! For all of us! Meanwhile, on the battlefield, Gogeta and Takagami continued their fierce exchange. Determination burned in Gogeta's eyes, while Takagami maintained a defiant smile, though his expression hid a growing unease. This is for the price you pay for defying the peace of the universe! With a swift movement, Gogeta vanished and reappeared behind Takagami, launching an energy-charged punch straight at his back. But Takagami, anticipating, quickly spun around and blocked the attack with the dark energy shield. Haha! Is that all you got? In response, Gogeta intensified his assault, unleashing a continuous flurry of punches and kicks. Each impact resounded like thunder. But Takagami, though outmatched in speed, resisted with his dark power, countering the attacks with deft movements. During the scuttle, Takagami took advantage of the prevalent moment of openness and opened up a launched energy bolt straight for Gogeta's chest. The resulting explosion shook the universe and Gogeta was thrown backwards, leaving a trail of blue energy. Is that all hope can do? Gogeta recovered quickly, stood up with determination. The glow of his transformation increased even more. This is far from over. The battle continued, leading them again to display an ever-increasing amount of power. In this fury, Gogeta unleashed power that defied the laws of the universe, and Takagami, despite his arrogance, began to show signs of concern. The tension was palpable. The Z warriors felt the intensity of the confrontation, even when they were a long distance away from where the battle for the future of the planet was taking place. Piccolo was seriously watching, calculating every move and thinking at some point this battle, which was far from over, would be a favorable outcome. Piccolo, in his thoughts, Goku, Vegeta, we trust you. You must win this battle. The battle reached a new climax when Gogeta and Takagami met at an eminent point in the battle. The energy emanated from them, illuminating the vastness of the dark sky, creating a dazzling spectacle of colors and flashes. You cannot escape darkness. Darkness will never prevail over light. You're a fool if you think your light can eclipse my power. Suddenly, a voice echoed in Gogeta's mind, a familiar but distant voice. Gogeta, do not underestimate your enemy. Truth lies within strength. The transmission abruptly cut off, leaving Gogeta bewildered. Before he could reflect on it, however, Takagami lunged towards him with surprising speed, unleashing a series of punches and kicks that left Gogeta struggling to keep up. At that moment, a fleeting image flashed through Gogeta's mind, a vision of his loved ones, of his purpose, and the responsibility he carried on his shoulders. The energy of the transformation fanned, and Gogeta, with newfound determination, struck back with renewed ferocity. "This is the limit of your tyranny, Takagami!" "Ha ha ha ha! The limit's up to you, Gogeta, and your limit is my power!" Suddenly, the sky around him fragmented, and multiple distorted versions of Takagami emerged from the dimensional rifts, each with a malevolent grin. "You cannot defeat me, Gogeta! I am eternal! I'm a god! You may be powerful, but I'm not alone in this!" The battle reached a new intensity as multiple distorted incarnations of Takagami surrounded Gogeta. Each emanated a dark energy that defied the laws of the universe. The air itself seemed to vibrate with the pressure of their combined presences. At that precise moment, Goku and Vegeta's fusion had come to an end due to the amount of power they had used in order to stand up to Takagami. Goku and Vegeta, although they had returned to their individual forms after the fusion, knew that the key by defeating Takagami lay in perfect unity and coordination. "Vegeta, we're in this together. Let's give all our power to be able to confront him so we can free Yamcha from this so-called god." "Yes, Kakarot, this insect will not defeat us." The Z Warriors watched in amazement, aware that the fate of the universe hung in the balance. Piccolo analyzed this situation, looking for any weaknesses that could be exploited. The others prepared to act if the opportunity presented itself. Goku and Vegeta, now separated, their fusion as Gogeta, faced Takagami with determination in their eyes. The dark presence of the supposed god loomed over them. But the Saiyans were determined to free Yamcha and put an end to the threat he posed. "Vegeta, we need to coordinate our attacks. We've always been stronger when we fight together." "For once I agree with you, Kakarot. This insect will pay for what he did." The two Saiyans lunged towards Takagami, attacking with a combination of punches and ki blasts. Takagami, though powerful, was momentarily overwhelmed by the timing of the two warriors. However, his sinister laugh echoed across the battlefield. "Your union will change nothing. My power is unlimited." Goku and Vegeta exchanged glances, realizing that the situation was more serious than they had imagined. Takagami unleashed a wave of dark energy that sent them flying, but they quickly recovered, ready to continue the fight. The Z Warriors watched with concern. Gohan, though a bit intimidated by Takagami's power, maintained his unwavering determination. Piccolo, with his keen intelligence, pointed out a possible weakness. "It seems his power is linked to some source. We must find a way to break that connection." Goten and Trunks, who had arrived along with Gohan, eager to join the battle, looked at their parents with concern. However, Piccolo stopped them. "Guys, we need a plan before we launch into battle. Your strength will be crucial at the right time." While the Z Warriors thought of a plan, Goku and Vegeta continued their fierce assault against Takagami. Every time it seemed they were about to defeat him, his power increased and the evil emanating from him intensified. "Ha ha ha ha! Your resistance is useless. My power thrives on despair and suffering." "Then we must find a way to change that. Vegeta, we need to attack together, but with a strategy." "You're finally thinking clearly, Kakarot. Let's do it." The two Saiyans, coordinating their movements, executed a series of synchronized attacks. Although Takagami was defending himself skillfully, he began to show signs of discomfort. The connection between his power and the external source seemed to be faltering. At that instant, Piccolo noticed the opportunity. "Now is the time. Gohan, wait for the opening we'll give you so you can attack. Goten, Trunks, follow me on my signal." Gohan nodded, conveying a look of confidence to his friends. Goten and Trunks prepared to act on Piccolo's directions. "Everyone, let's send our energies to Goku and Vegeta. We must strengthen their connection and weaken Takagami's source of power." The Z Warriors gathered their energies and, with a coordinated effort, sent a stream of ki skyward. Goku and Vegeta, sensing the surge of power, seized the opportunity. "They're doing it! Come on, Vegeta!" The connection between Goku, Vegeta, and the Z Warriors created a unique synergy. Energy flowed through them, strengthening their resolve and weakening Takagami's external source of power. "This can't be happening!"
the darkness surrounding Takagami began to dissipate due to the large amount of energy they were receiving from their friends. Piccolo, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, observing the battle, noticed the opportunity to intervene.
Now, guys, let's go!
Goten and Trunks took flight into the sky where Goku and Vegeta were, joining the fight against Takagami. With the energy of the Z-Warriors strengthening the connection between Goku and Vegeta, the real battle was about to begin. The fusion of powers of the Saiyans between father and son created an explosion of energy that enveloped Takagami. The fight intensified, but now, with hope and determination as their allies, Goku, Vegeta, Goten, and Trunks were ready to face the Dark God and free the universe from his evil domain. The burst of energy that enveloped Takagami reverberated throughout the universe. The fusion of the powers of Goku, Vegeta, and his sons created a symphony of forces, illuminating the sky with a brilliant radiance that defied the darkness Takagami had tried to impose. Takagami, enveloped in the luminescence of the combined energy, struggled to maintain his composure. The connection between his power and the source of his power, Yamcha, was weakening with every second, and his sinister laugh began to turn into growls of frustration.
We're making progress, Vegeta!
Yes, but let's not let our guard down. It's not over.
As the Saiyans continued their coordinated offensive, Goten and Trunks and their Super Saiyan forms joined the battle. The pressure on Takagami intensified as he now faced not only the two adult Saiyans, but also that of his sons. The coordination between them was impressive, and every move was backed by the combined strength of the Z-Warriors.
Dad! Vegeta! We're here to help! Let's show this guy that the Saiyan family is unstoppable!
The trio of Saiyans, with their different levels of expertise and abilities, formed a united front against Takagami. The battle was getting more and more intense with bursts of energy and flurries of attacks lighting up space like a celestial spectacle. Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, and the others channeled their energies to strengthen the connection between the Saiyans and, at the same time, searched for weaknesses in Takagami's defense.
We must keep the pressure on and look for any opportunity to unbalance Takagami.
Dad! Vegeta! Goten! Trunks! We all trust you! Let's defeat this enemy together!
In space, the synergy between the Saiyans reached its peak. Goku and Vegeta, with the energy of their sons and the Z-Warriors, fused their attacks in an amazing display of power. Takagami, despite his resistance, began to give ground.
This is not possible! I'm a god! I cannot be defeated!
The connection between his power and the external source was on the verge of collapse. The Saiyans, sensing Takagami's weakness, redoubled their efforts. Goten, Trunks, guided by Piccolo's strategy, attacked from unexpected angles, while Goku and Vegeta continued their frontal assault. Piccolo noticed a key opportunity.
Now, Gohan, it's your time!
Gohan, in his final form ready to take advantage of the opportunity, concentrated his energy and launched himself into the confrontation. With surprising speed, he joined the fight alongside Goku, Vegeta, Goten, and Trunks.
Let's finish this, Dad!
The symphony of energy between the Z-Warriors and the Saiyans reached its climax. Takagami, beset on all sides, struggled to stand, and the skies erupted in an explosion of light and darkness as the heroes joined forces to confront the Dark God. The battle reached its climax, and every move decided the fate of the universe. The Z-Warriors from Earth watched with eagerness and hope, knowing that victory was within reach, but also aware that the final fight was yet to come. With the Saiyans and the Z-Warriors facing Takagami in a cosmic confrontation. However, amidst the chaos of battle, a small distraction allowed Takagami to strike back with furiosity. Goten and Trunks, focused on following Piccolo's strategy, attacked from different angles. However, in a moment of minimal distraction, Takagami seized the opportunity and launched a surprise counterattack. With quick and precise movements, the Dark God managed to evade Goten and Trunks' attacks, countering them with punches and energy blasts.
Ha ha ha! Your efforts are useless, children! I'm the all-consuming darkness!
Goten and Trunks, though agile and powerful, found themselves in a precarious situation. Takagami, with his speed and cunning, left the young Saiyans struggling to keep up.
We have to protect them!
Takagami's concentration of power is increasing. We need to regroup and find a strategy to counter his moves.
Meanwhile, in the sky, Goten and Trunks, despite the setbacks, continued to fight bravely. They tried to coordinate their attacks, but Takagami's speed and cunning proved to be a formidable challenge.
Trunks, we have to stay focused.
I know, but this guy's stronger than I imagined.
In an unexpected twist, Takagami launched a blast of dark energy that hit Goten and Trunks, leaving them badly injured. Both Saiyans fell backwards with obvious signs of exhaustion and pain.
Goten! Trunks! This damned dark god!
The adult Saiyans intensified their assault, determined to avenge their momentary fall of their sons. Takagami, however, taking advantage of the confusion and despair that gripped the Z warriors, rejoiced in his newly strengthened power.
This is how the heroes of the universe give up. They may fight, but in the end, darkness will always prevail.
The result was becoming even more tense. The Z warriors, though determined, were facing the reality that their fight was far from over. Goten and Trunks, wounded but not defeated, were struggling to recover and rejoin the battle.
We need a new approach. Takagami's strength increases with each passing moment.
We'll protect Goten and Trunks. We'll not let the darkness prevail. The battle, now more critical than ever, was plunging into a desperate confrontation where the survival of the universe hung in the balance. Gohan, observing the critical situation of his brother Goten and Trunks, could not contain the fury that burned within him. A flash of anger crossed his eyes, and his energy rose to levels that would leave even the most experienced Saiyans dumbfounded. He lunged towards Takagami with shocking speed, ignoring any concern for his own safety.
With this price, you'll pay for hurting my family!
His speed and furiosity impressed everyone on the battlefield. Every blow he delivered carried with it a pent-up rage of a protective brother. Takagami, though initially surprised, adapted to the intensity of Gohan's attacks.
Do you think your anger can stop me?
I'm going to protect my family and the entire universe from your darkness! The battle between Gohan and Takagami unleashed an energy storm in space. Goku and Vegeta watched in awe and fear as the conflict reached levels that defied comprehension. Despite their determination, they realized they were facing a power beyond anything they had faced before.
This kid, his power is amazing! We can't let Gohan fight alone. We must support him!
As Gohan continued his relentless assault, Takagami showed a significant improvement in his defensive ability. Every blow was met with inhuman prowess. The battle reached a point where the universe itself seemed to be on the verge of collapse. The epic confrontation between Gohan and Takagami pushed the Saiyan warrior to the limit of his abilities. Despite Gohan's bravery and skill, the Dark God, with unmatched cunning and speed, found an opening in his defense. With a graceful twist, Takagami unleashed a ripping attack, a blast of dark energy that sliced through the air with a malevolent precision. Gohan, surprised by the speed and ferocity of the attack, barely had time to react. The energy wave hit Gohan full on, enveloping him in an explosion of light and darkness. The force of the impact threw Goku's eldest son backwards, causing him to stagger, desperately struggling to stay on his feet. The dark energy left its mark on Gohan's body, marking him with deep tearing wounds.
Ah! This can't be so strong!
Takagami, with a sinister smile, hovered in the air, observing the result of his devastating attack. The black energy around him seemed to vibrate with satisfaction as Gohan tried to recover.
This is the power you praise so much. You're no match for me, Gohan.
Goku and Vegeta, witnessing the scene from a distance, gritted their teeth helplessly. The situation was becoming more critical with each passing moment. Goten and Trunks, still injured but recovering, were prepared to rejoin the fight.
Gohan! This damned, we can't let this continue.
Goten and Trunks, sensing the urgency of the situation, approached Gohan to help him. Despite his own injuries, determination shone in his eyes.
Brother, are you alright? Yes, but we need a new approach. We're not going to let this guy get away with this.
Meanwhile, Piccolo and the other Z warriors were also assessing the situation, looking for any opportunity to change the course of the battle. The pressure on them was mounting, and the need to find an effective strategy was becoming more apparent.
We have to work together. Gohan, can you keep fighting?
Gohan nodded, ignoring the pain coursing through his body. His determination had not dulled, on the contrary. Takagami's imminent threat stoked it.
I can't give up, but we need a strategy. Something that could surprise him. Surprise him, you say?
As the Z Warriors immersed themselves in strategy to counter Takagami, a small distraction took over the battlefield. Goten and Trunks, aware of the need of a different approach, exchanged determined glances. Without saying a word, they assumed the familiar fusion dance stance. The other warriors, immersed in their tactics, barely noticed the sudden disappearance of Goten and Trunks as they performed the fusion. The energy around them condensed into a brilliant flash that revealed Gotenks, Super Saiyan, the powerful fusion of the two young Saiyans. Ready to give this guy a surprise! With impressive speed, Gotenks launched himself towards Takagami, who was momentarily startled by the new presence on the battlefield. Gotenks, with his characteristic air of self-sufficiency, began to unleash a series of swift and agile attacks, challenging the Dark God with renewed energy. Here I come! Takagami, however, far from being intimidated, smiled sinisterly. With a casual gesture, he deflected Gotenks' attacks as if toying with him.
Is that all you've got, you little fused insect?
Gotenks persisted, intensifying his attacks, trying to find an opening in Takagami's defense. However, the Dark God, with a graceful move, countered each blow with ease. Come on! It can't be! In the moment of distraction, Takagami took advantage of the situation. With impressive speed, he launched a blast of dark energy that enveloped Gotenks before he could react. The resulting explosion threw Gotenks backwards, knocking him to the ground unconscious and disfigured. Gotenks!
This is worse than we thought.
Takagami, now more confident of his superiority, hovered in the air, glaring at the defeated warriors. Goten and Trunks, still unconscious, lay on the ground as Takagami revealed in his moment of victory.
Ha 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 ha! Is this all you offer, Z Warriors? Your desperation only increases my power.
With the outlook darkened by Gotenks' momentary defeat, attention turned to Gohan, who, badly wounded but driven by an inner strength, began to radiate intense energy. The pain in his body seemed to fuel his determination, and a wild golden glow enveloped as his ki reached never-before-seen levels. In the blink of an eye, Gohan transformed into Super Saiyan Phase 3, a form of awesome power that surprised even Takagami. Gohan's hair grew out of control, his muscles swelled, and his expression reflected a mixture of pain and fierce determination.
What is this? A new trick?
Gohan, with a wild roar, launched himself towards Takagami with shocking speed. The force of his blows and the intensity of his attacks shook the battlefield, creating a storm of energy around him. The conflict between light and darkness took on a new dimension as Gohan challenged the limits of his own power.
You're going to pay for what you've done!
The confrontation between Gohan in his Super Saiyan Phase 3 form and Takagami marked a drastic change in the intensity of the battle. The skies, previously serene, witness of the confrontation, darkened with the energy unleashed by both combatants. And each blow resounded like thunder in the vast and silent cosmic space, defying the tranquility of the stars watching from a distance. The explosions of energy briefly illuminated the darkness, creating a chaotic and majestic spectacle at the same time. The flashes of light and shadow intertwined in a frantic dance that reflected the ferocity of the combat. The shockwaves spread out in the distance, distorting space itself and recalling the magnitude of the power unleashed on that battlefield. Each movement was a ballet of strength and dexterity, with Gohan and Takagami challenging each other in a battle that transcended the physical, entering the realms of the mystical and the epic. Their cries of determination were lost amid the din of battle, but their spirits echoed in every exchange of blows, making it clear that this confrontation was not just for dominance or survival, but for the legacy of their lineages and the protection of their worlds. Gohan, his eyes shining with an indomitable determination, channeled all his power in every movement, leaving a trail of energy that shimmered with a force that defied the limits of the unimaginable. His taut muscles, his golden aura glowing with intensity, made him an unstoppable force that sought justice and protection for all those he loved and defended. You will not escape my justice, Takagami! My determination's like an unbreakable torrent that'll sweep away any darkness you try to sow. Every blow I throw carries with it the strength of all those I protect and defend. I'll not rest until the truth shines on every shadow you've woven with your deceptions. Get ready to face the justice I bring. Gohan roared with fiery fury, His voice, echoing across the battlefield like an echo of the very protective, will drive him. Every blow he threw carried with it the emotional burden of years of struggle and sacrifice, the determination of a hero willing to do anything for the well-being of his world and his loved ones. On the other hand, Takagami, with his characteristic agility and calculated cunning, dodged Gohan's attacks with fluid and precise movements. His cold and calculating gaze contrasted with the ferocity of the Saiyan, unveiling an enemy who did not underestimate the threat he faced.
Interesting. I see that the power of the Saiyan pride still burns deep in your being, Gohan, but let me tell you this. However intense it may be, will not be enough to defy the chains of your inevitable fate.
Between each exchange of blows and dodges, the battlefield turned into an epic scenario where two titans collided, not only with their bodies, but with their convictions and purposes. The fate of both was intertwined in a deadly dance where determination, skill, and strength merged in a conflict that transcended the physical and went deep into their warrior souls. The clash of energies was so intense that the Z warriors felt the pressure and overwhelming weight of the unfolding confrontation. The magnitude of the conflict resonated in every corner of the known universe, like an echo of power that transcended planetary barriers and penetrated the very heart of those who were fighting for survival and justice. The fluctuations in ki were palpable, even to those watching from a distance, like a symphony of opposing forces colliding in a chaotic but harmonious dance. Every member of the Z Warriors could feel the electricity in the air, the tension that preceded every strategic move and every heartbreaking blow. The earth trembled under the influence of the unleashed energy, as if the world itself was responding to the duel of titans being waged on its surface. The skies darkened even more, as if the universe itself was holding its breath at the magnificence and terror of that epic contest. In those moments of crisis, the Z Warriors' determination grew even stronger, fueled by the urgency to protect what they loved and to face any adversity with courage and conviction. It was a reminder that during chaos and destruction, the human spirit could shine with an unshakable light. Piccolo, with his strategic mind sharper as a razor, watched every move with meticulous attention. Every gesture, every spark of unleashed energy carried with it the promise of a decisive change during the battle. His intense and serene gaze concealed a precise calculation as he searched for the perfect opportunity to intervene in support of his disciple. Piccolo, with his gaze lost on the horizon as he pondered the situation deeply, added in a calm but determined voice,
Gohan is channeling an incredible power right now. If we manage to amplify their energy and coordinate a joint attack, we could tip the scales in our favor and find the opportunity we need to change the course of this battle.
His mind worked like a meticulous clock, evaluating possibilities and strategies during the chaos that was unleashed in front of him. Meanwhile, at the epicenter of the conflict, Gohan and Takagami continued their titanic duel, each determined to impose their will and determination on the other. Gohan's transformation into Super Saiyan Stage 3 not only gave him enormous strength, but also imposed a demanding tribute in terms of energy and physical endurance. Gohan, his breathing agitated by the effort and intensity of the moment, expressed with determination in his voice between short breaths, "His power! It's overwhelming! But I must stand firm! I can't fail!" Every word resonated with an unwavering commitment as he prepared to face the ordeal ahead of her, his aura glowing with a mixture of exhaustion and relentless resolve. His spirit stood like a burning flame during the storm, braving adversities with a determination that sprang from the core of his being. On the other hand, Takagami, with his arrogant smile and calculated movements, responded to every attack of Gohan with an inordinate confidence in his own dexterity and power. Takagami, with a voice imbued with superiority and a tone that denoted his absolute confidence in his words, defiantly replied,
Admiral, but naive. Your determination's remarkable, Gohan, but you must understand that no force in this universe can change your destiny.
His voice resonated with an assurance that seemed to defy all opposition, marking a gap between confidence in his power and Gohan's will. His self-assurance was as impenetrable as the toughest steel, a psychological barrier that defied even the storms of energy roaring around him. The confrontation was coming to a head as the Z Warriors, with a mixture of worry and palpable hope in their hearts, prepared to intervene at the precise moment that could change the course of the battle. Vegeta, with his intense and analytical gaze, watched every flash of power unleashed by Gohan with a mixture of admiration and concern in his eyes. Vegeta, with his analytical and sharp mind, was muttering to himself in a barely audible tone due to the palpable tension in the air.
Gohan's unleashing an incredible power.
His words were a whisper, charged with respect and concern, acknowledging the magnitude of the power that Gohan was unleashing at that critical moment.
But he must maintain control if he wants to survive this,
he added with a seriousness that reflected his experience in past battles and his understanding of the dangers of losing control over so much unleashed energy. Goku, the legendary warrior who knows the limits and beyond, nodded solemnly at Vegeta's words. Goku, with a calmness that radiated experience and wisdom, recognized with respect in his voice,
"We know what it's like to fight at the limit, but Gohan's showing exceptional courage that inspires us all."
His words resonated with the depth of one who has faced countless challenges, understanding the nature of struggle and the sacrifice it entails. With admiration palpable in his tone, recognizing the courage and determination of his son during adversity, his voice, serene but full of respect, reflected the confidence in Gohan's potential to overcome any obstacle. Meanwhile, the energy flowing through Gohan was reaching its peak, manifesting itself in an impressive visual spectacle. Its golden aura radiated an intense light that illuminated the surrounding space, making even the distant stars seem to pale in comparison. Gohan, with a roar full of determination that echoed throughout the battlefield, exclaimed with fervor, addressed to his father and Vegeta,
"Father! Vegeta! All of you! This power is to protect you all!"
His voice carried with an emotional charge of his commitment to the protection of his loved ones, a promise that manifested itself in every flash of his glowing aura, and in every blow aimed at the darkness that threatened his world. His voice, echoing like an echo of hope amid the chaos of battle, his energy, instead of just being destructive, became a beacon of hope for his allies, instilling strength and determination in their hearts. The buildup of energy finally reached its peak when Gohan unleashed a combined attack so powerful that it seemed to tear the very fabric of space. The surprise on Takagami's face was palpable, reflecting the magnitude of the force unleashed by the young Saiyan.
"Impossible! I can't believe the magnitude of your strength, Gohan! You've unweakened a power that defies all my expectations and strategies so far. But you haven't witnessed everything I can do yet. My abilities are not limited to what you've witnessed so far. And I still have cards to play in this game. Get ready to find out that I'm not as easy an opponent to defeat. The true essence of my power is about to be revealed, and I assure you that it'll surprise you. The battle's only just begun, young Saiyan."
The resulting explosion temporarily blinded everyone present, enveloping the battlefield in a dazzling light that eclipsed even the brightest stars in the firmament. As the luminescence slowly faded away, it revealed an impressive but also disturbing scene. Gohan, still in his Super Saiyan Stage 3 form, was still standing, his figure slender but visibly exhausted at the limit of his strength.
"What? Was that enough?"
He was panting between short breaths, his eyes reflecting a determination that defied the fatigue that overwhelmed him. But Takagami emerged from the rubble with a defiant smile on his face, was making it clear that the battle was far from over.
"You're barely scratching the surface, Gohan. Your power is awesome, but you can't beat the darkness that is hanging over you. Your determination's commendable, but the real battle is beyond what you can imagine. My shadows are deeper, and my power is vaster than you think. Get ready to face the true essence of the dark power."
Gohan's energy was fluctuating, a clear sign that his transformation was reaching its limit. The Z Warriors watched with anxiety and determination as the battle reached a critical point. Victory seemed elusive, but their fighting spirit remained unwavering in the darkness that threatened to devour them all.
"No! I can't give up! This power, it's to protect everyone! To my family! To the earth!"
Each word came out between agitated breaths, but charged with an unwavering determination, revealing the deep sense of responsibility and love that drove their struggle. His voice, though weakened by the effort, resounded with a firmness that defined the adversities he faced.
Oh, what a pathetic nobility! Do you think you can fight my darkness with simple desires for protection? Your strength is impressive, but your naivety condemns you. Don't you understand that in this world, nobility and desires for protection are as fragile as glass in front of the tide? No matter how much power you possess, the darkness will always find a crack through which to infiltrate and corrupt everything you value. It's only a matter of time before you realize the futility of your efforts, Gohan.
Gohan, his aura flickering, braced himself for another assault, feeling every fiber of his being burning with determination. However, the accumulated fatigue and the marked wounds on his skin were beginning to take their toll, weighing like chains on his struggle. Every move was a battle against exhaustion and pain, a test of endurance that tested his courage and perseverance. The vision of Takagami, his implacable enemy, distorted slightly before his fatigued eyes, reflecting not only the tumult of the physical battle, but also the dark and twisted connection Takagami maintained with the source of power that fed him. This connection, like a cursed bond, gave Takagami a ruthless strength, but also dragged him into the maelstrom of corruption and out of control. During the fray, Gohan found himself facing not only a formidable opponent, but also the shadow of an evil influence that threatened to consume everything. Every blow thrown and blocked resonated with the intensity of an epic battle between light and darkness, between the determination of a hero and the seduction of a dark and forbidden power. Despite the adversities and uncertainty that surrounded him, Gohan clung to hope like the beacon in a storm, remembering the bonds of friendship and love that drove him to move forward. Every beat of his heart resonated with the will to protect what he valued most in the world, facing the challenge with courage and sacrifice, knowing that true strength lay in his indomitable spirit and in his determination to never give up in the face of the darkness that threatened his world and soul.
Gohan, don't wear yourself out too much. Stay focused and in control. Remember, that true strength lies not only in raw power, but in the ability to stay calm and think strategically amid chaos. Do not underestimate your opponent, and do not get carried away by blind rage. That determination must be backed by intelligence and control. Make every hit count, and don't get distracted from your goal.
His words, full of advice and warnings, sought to remind Gohan of the importance of the mind in battle, in addition to physical strength.
The Super Saiyan Phase 3 form consumes a lot of energy. Gohan needs to find a balance between his power and his stamina. He must learn to control the flow of his ki to maintain his strength without exhausting himself quickly. The key is efficiency. Every movement must be precisely calculated and executed to maximize the impact without wasting energy. It's a challenge to master this state, but if Gohan manages to find that harmony, his potential will be truly formidable.
His words, full of experience and knowledge, sought to guide Gohan towards a better understanding of how to use his power without compromising his endurance in battle. As Gohan and Takagami continued their confrontation, Goku's eyes, a symbol of hope for everyone, shone with determination during the intense strife. His strategic mind was working at full speed, analyzing every move of his son and enemies to find the perfect crack in Takagami's defense. Every glimmer in his gaze reflects years of training, epic battles, and an unwavering desire to protect those he loved. In the distance, Vegeta stood in a fighting position, his Saiyan pride burning like an unstoppable flame. His defiant aura and combat experience combined into a formidable force, ready to unleash his power at the precise moment. Piccolo, with his calculated serenity, was watching the battle with sharp eyes, ready to strategically intervene and balance the scales in favor of his comrades. Meanwhile, Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, were in the middle of the recovery process after the intense confrontation against Takagami. Despite their damage received, his determination did not waver. Both focused on channeling their ki with precision, taking advantage of every breath to restore their energies and strengthen their bodies. Goten, with his indomitable spirit and his face marked with determination, closed his eyes with concentration as he felt the flow of vital energy revitalize his fatigued muscles. "We have to be ready to return to the battle at any moment," he thought to himself, remembering the responsibility he shared with his friend Trunks to protect his family and his home. On the other hand, Trunks, with his mind focused and his ki shining with renewed intensity, was striving to reach an optimal state of recovery. "We can't afford to let our guard down," he reflected, aware of the challenges they still faced and the need to be prepared to face any adversity that stood in their way. Both young warriors knew that the battle was not over yet. With determination in their hearts and their ki channeling with precision, they were preparing for the next chapter in their fight for the protection of their world. "Gohan's giving his best. His strength and determination are impressive, but we need to find an opening to channel more energy towards him and empower his power to the fullest. We must all join forces and find a way to support him in this crucial battle. Our connection as a family and as a team is our greatest strength. Let's make every hit and every effort count to protect our home and those we love." His words, full of determination and hope, reflected his confidence in the team's ability to overcome any challenge when working together. "Your resistance is admirable, but useless. My power is absolute. No matter how much they fight, they won't be able to stop me. My strength is unshakable, and my determination relentless. There is no escape from my dominion. It's time for you to give up and accept your fate under my control." Every word was loaded with arrogance and certainty as Takagami continued to unleash his dark power with ruthless ferocity. Gohan, with a superhuman effort, managed to deflect Takagami's attacks and counterattacked with a burst of brilliant energy. The collision of powers created a shockwave that shook the nearby atmosphere. "I will not allow you to destroy what I love! My bonds and my strength are greater than any darkness you could throw! I'm ready to face any challenge and overcome any obstacle to ensure a secure future for everyone! There will be no place for destruction in my world!" "Your emotions make you weak, Gohan. The real strength lies in the darkness. Your love and your bonds are chains that prevent you from reaching your true potential. Don't you see that the darkness offers unlimited and unrestricted power? Abandon your illusions of grandeur, young Saiyan. Face the truth that only darkness can bring you true strength and absolute dominion over the world." Every word was imbued with an icy arrogance and a fanatical belief in the corrupting power of darkness. Takagami sought to sow doubts and weakness in Gohan's mind, challenging his conception of strength and courage. The struggle became more intense with each pressing moment. Gohan, despite showing obvious exhaustion with every short breath, remained firm and undetermined, refusing to back down from the challenge Takagami posed. His eyes reflected an unwavering determination as he faced the malevolent machinations of his enemy. However, Takagami's evil cunning was revealed in all its magnitude when he began to manipulate the environment around him with dark mastery. The dark creatures had summoned with his sinister magic were already at the edge of the surface, ready to emerge and join the battle with uncontrollable ferocity. The air was charged with an ominous presence as the shadows of those creatures danced unexpectedly, eager to join the conflict and show their destructive power. Faced with the imminent threat, the Z warriors did not hesitate to prepare to face these creatures that represented an unknown but tangible danger. Vegeta, with his characteristic defiant tone, exclaimed as he adjusted his combat posture, "I'll not allow those abominations to ruin our path to victory. It's time to show them the true power of a Saiyan." Piccolo, the group's calm strategist, quickly assessed the situation and proposed a plan of action. "We're facing a cunning enemy who uses manipulation as a weapon. We must act with coordination and precision. Gohan, you now take care of containing the creatures. Vegeta, Goku, keep the pressure on Takagami and don't let him breathe easy." Goku, with a determined smile on his face, nodded energetically. "We have it, Piccolo. I'm confident that together we can overcome any challenge that comes our way. We're going to give our best." Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, who were always looking to prove their bravery, exchanged a look of complacency before joining the plan. "Yes, let's show these monsters what it means to be a real team!" Determination shone in the eyes of each Z warrior as they prepared for the upcoming showdown. their hearts resonating with the memory of Ten Shinhan and Chaos's courageous sacrifice. Those moments of heroism and camaraderie resonated like an echo in their souls, reminding them of the price they sometimes had to pay to protect the world they loved. Goku, with a silent bow to his fallen friends, took a moment to remember his valuable lessons of courage and determination. Our friend showed us that even in the darkest moments, we can find the strength to face any challenge. His sacrifice will not be in vain as long as we keep fighting and keep the flame of hope alive in our hearts. Every blow we take, every obstacle we face is proof of our determination and our commitment to a better future. We'll not let his sacrifice be forgotten. Let's keep fighting with all our heart and spirit. Vegeta, with an intense gaze fixed on the horizon, added solemnly,
Every battle teaches us something new. We must honor his memory by overcoming our limits, protecting this world, not only for ourselves, but for those who are no longer there.
Piccolo, the serene strategist, reflected on the importance of learning from each experience.
Every battle, every loss, strengthens us and teaches us to be better warriors. Let's move forward with determination and wisdom.
Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, full of energy and competitive spirit, exchanged a look of respect towards the heroes of the past. We're going to make their bravery and sacrifice worthwhile! We'll fight with everything we have! The memory of Ten Shinhan and Chaos became a flame that fanned the determination and fighting spirit of the Z Warriors. With their hearts united in a common purpose, they prepared to face the next challenge with the strength of those who came before them, ready to write the next chapter in the history of defending the Earth against the forces of evil. The battle reached unprecedented levels of intensity, with every move unleashing a wave of energy that shook the battlefield. Gohan, with his indomitable spirit, led the charge against the emerging shadows, channeling his ki into powerful explosions that dispelled the creatures one after another. Every flash of light harbored the determination to protect their loved ones and their home from the darkness that threatened to consume them. Mr. Piccolo, behind you! Watch your back! The enemy's trying to surprise us with sneak attacks! We can't afford to let our guard down for 1 second in this battle! Our togetherness is our greatest strength, and together, we'll overcome any challenge that comes our way! I trust in your strategic wisdom, Mr. Piccolo, but I'm also here to support you in every move! Let's move forward with determination and protect what we value with all our might! Piccolo responded quickly, deflecting the attack with an energy shield.
Thank you, Gohan. Your quick alertness and attention to detail are crucial in this battle. Our coordination and communication are what will keep us one step ahead in the face of our enemies. Let's keep working together. Every move counts in this matchup.
By his side, Piccolo displayed his tactical ingenuity with mastery, drawing lines of defense and counterattack with pinpoint accuracy. His strategies were like chess moves on the battlefield, anticipating the enemy's moves and coordinating attacks to maximize the impact. Between them, an almost perfect synchronicity is woven, where Gohan's brute force found balance at Piccolo's strategic cunning. Vegeta, get ready for our combined attack! We can't hold any back anymore! It's time to deploy all our power and show them what we're capable of! Together, we're unstoppable, Vegeta! Let's prove once again why we're the most powerful Z Warriors in the universe! Let's go!
You don't need to tell me, Kakaroto. I'm always ready for the combat. Our combined power will overcome any obstacle that stands in our way. Get ready to witness the true strength of the Saiyan race. Let's go!
Every clash of powers, every rumble of explosions resounded like a chant of resistance, bravery during chaos. The bounds of camaraderie and trust between the Z Warriors were strengthened by adversity, reminding them that together they were more than the sum of their individual abilities. In this ballet of strength and strategy, where each movement had the weight of survival and the hope of a future in which light would prevail over shadows. Vegeta and Goku, in their eternal friendly rivalry forged in countless battles, coordinated their attacks with an almost telepathic synchronization. Like two warriors who share a unique and deep bond, their fiery determination was reflected in every move, every punch, and every burst of energy they threw at their formidable opponent, Takagami.
Goku, it's time to unite our powers to take down this guy once and for all. We'll not allow it to continue sowing chaos and destruction. Our combined strength will be their undoing. Take this, Takagami! This is the end that awaits you for challenging the Z Warriors.
I'm with you, Vegeta. There's no turning back now. Together, we'll put an end to this threat once and for all. Let's get him!
The latter, a formidable adversary in his own right, was forced to quickly divert his attention between dodging the quick and precise strikes of the Saiyans and dealing with the strategic cunning of Gohan and the tactical prowess of Piccolo.
Don't underestimate my power, Saiyans. My abilities go beyond what you can imagine. Your determination's admirable, but it won't be enough to stop me. Get ready to know the true darkness that resides in this universe.
The frantic dance of attacks and defenses between the protagonists became a ballet of opposing forces, where speed and power merged into an unparalleled combat choreography. Each shock of energy unleashed explosions of ki that lit up the sky like shooting stars on a stormy night, painting the firmament with flashes of power and determination. The battlefield was transformed into an epic scenario where the fates of the combatants were intertwined in a cosmic drama of legendary proportions.
Gohan, now's your time to shine. Use this opportunity to show your true power and determination. We're all counting on you to turn the tide of this battle. Don't hold back. Give your best and make every hit count. The fate of everyone depends on your courage and strength in this crucial moment.
Come on, Dad! Mr. Piccolo! We won't stop until we beat you! Our determination's stronger than ever, and together, we're unstoppable! This is our moment to show that together, we can overcome any obstacle! Let's trust in our bonds and fight with everything we have!
Meanwhile, Gohan's relentless determination and Piccolo's tactical wisdom added layers of complexity to the conflict, consistently challenging Takagami's strategies and moves. The intensity of the confrontation reached its peak, and with each hero and villain deploying their maximum potential in search of victory. Amid the chaos of battle, friendship and honor and inner strength shone as beacons of hope in a universe fraught with unfathomable challenges and dangers. Goten and Trunks, following the meticulous plan laid out by Piccolo to the latter, demonstrated a perfect synchronization that bordered on the supernatural. As young Saiyan warriors, their connection was more than a simple strategic alliance. It was the manifestation of a deep and lasting friendship, forged in countless shared trainings and battles. Every movement, every gesture, flowed between them in an innate harmony that only the strongest bonds could sustain.
Goten, your task is to maintain the defensive perimeter. Don't let anything surprise us from behind. Trunks, look for any opportunity to counterattack. We need to take advantage of every gap in their defense to turn the tide in this battle.
Understood, Mr. Piccolo. I'll be attentive and make sure that nothing takes us by surprise.
Following Piccolo's instructions, Goten unleashed bursts of energy with the dexterity and speed typical of the Saiyan lineage.
Come on, Trunks, let's keep the pressure on. Let's not give up and take every opportunity to move forward.
His attacks were precise and forceful, outlining a defensive perimeter around the group with an intensity that left his opponents breathless. Meanwhile, Trunks, a skilled wielder of the energy sword, executed precise and elegant cuts that perfectly complemented Goten's strategic defense.
Don't let any of them through, Goten. Keep our front safe while we look for weaknesses in their formation. Let's keep pushing.
Each movement drew lines of glowing energy in the air, creating a dynamic and effective wall of protection that neutralized any threat that dared to get too close to their companions. The combination of Goten and Trunks' skills not only demonstrated their individual mastery, but also their ability to work in a team in a fluid and coordinated way. Their actions were not only the result of practice and training, but also of a deep mutual understanding that allowed them to anticipate each other's movements with pinpoint accuracy. On the battlefield, the symbiosis was their greatest strength, making them an unstoppable force that courageously and determinedly defended those considered their family and home. The battle that was being fought was a whirlwind of energy and strategy, where every move had a deep meaning, and every decision impacted on the future of the contest. Goten and Trunks, the young Saiyan warriors, showed amazing coordination as they threw themselves into combat with a mixture of bravery and dexterity. His movements were like a martial dance, fluid and precise, designed to unbalance the dark creatures summoned by Takagami.
Trunks, to your right! Understood.
The voices of the young people echoed among the booms of explosions and the clash of powers. Each exchange of blows was a symphony of ki, a manifestation of the determination not to give ground in the face of the darkness that threatened to engulf them. Meanwhile, Gohan, with his indomitable spirit, deployed his ki in explosions of controlled energy, creating glowing spheres that exploded with force on impact against the shadows that rushed over them.
We can't give up! Our world depends on this! Every strike, every strategy, everything counts in this crucial battle! Let's keep fighting until the end!
His voice resonated with conviction, injecting courage into his companions. Piccolo, the calm but ruthless strategist, extended his arms with authority, generating defensive barriers that protected the group from surprise attacks. His eyes observed the battlefield with a calculated calm, evaluating every movement of the enemy to find the precise moment to counterattack.
Keep the pressure constant. We cannot allow them to make up ground. Every breakthrough we make is crucial to maintaining our advantage. Keep attacking relentlessly.
The sound of energy crashes and explosions was deafening, but during the chaos, the group's determination and unity shone like beacons of hope in the darkest night. Each of the Z warriors knew that they were not only fighting for their lives, but for the future of their home and the generations to come. Every attack, every block, was another step towards victory or defeat, and they were not willing to give in to adversity. Amid the furious fray, every strategic move and every technique deployed by the Z Warriors reflected years of training and experience, as well as a bond of trust and camaraderie that strengthened them in the most difficult moments. The coordination between them was a show of synchronization and dexterity, a chaotic but harmonious dance of attacks and defenses that kept at bay the dark forces that tried to dominate them. However, it was at a crucial moment, when hope seemed to be faltering in the face of Takagami's relentless persistence, that Goku and Vegeta, the legendary Saiyans whose power transcended known limits, demonstrated once again why they were revered as the most powerful warriors in the universe. With millimetric synchronization that only they could achieve after years of training and epic battles, they unleashed a devastating combined attack that shattered Takagami's defenses, leaving them exposed and vulnerable in the face of the final counterattack of the brave defenders of the Earth. The impact of their combined energy resounded on the battlefield like divine thunder, shaking reality itself with its overwhelming power. The energy blasts and shockwaves spread out like a gale, sweeping away any obstacles in their way and marking a decisive turn in the confrontation. The hearts of the Z Warriors swelled with renewed hope as they witnessed the result of the bravery and determination embodied in Goku and Vegeta, who were not only allies but also rivals who raised each other to new heights of power and dexterity. This epic moment not only symbolized the brute strength of the legendary Saiyans, but also the depth of their connection as battle companions and friends. Her self-sacrifice and dedication to protecting her home and loved ones shone with an intensity that defied the shadows of despair. With Takagami vulnerable before them, Earth's heroes prepared for the final assault, determined to put an end to the dark threat looming over their world and restore the lost peace. As this crucial opportunity approached, Gohan and Piccolo, two warriors whose togetherness goes beyond simple camaraderie, combined their powers with synchronization and understanding that only the closest battle partners could achieve. With relentless determination and a strategic focus sharp as the edge of a sword, they faced the creatures summoned by Takagami, with a bravery that inspired everyone present on the battlefield.
Mr. Piccolo, keep the rear guard. I'm going to the front. It is crucial to maintain our formation and protect our backs as we move forward towards the main battle. I trust you to keep us safe from behind.
Understood, Gohan. Don't let your guard down. Our coordination is key for being victorious. Stay alert and move forward with determination. Together we'll overcome this challenge.
Gohan's energy, bright and powerful as the sun as it peaks, was intertwined with Piccolo's tactical cunning and dexterity, creating a symphony of power and skill that defied expectations. Each coordinated movement between them was a masterful combined dance, where offensive and defense intertwined in a lethal harmony. The creatures summoned by Takagami, who once posed a formidable threat, now found themselves at a disadvantage in the face of the unbreakable union of these two exceptional warriors. The battlefield lit up with flashes of brilliant energy as Gohan and Piccolo unleashed their full potential, overcoming every obstacle with steely determination and calculated strategies. The trust between them was palpable, a connection that transcended words and manifested itself in every punch and every block. With each enemy defeated, their path to Takagami cleared, bringing them closer and closer to the final victory they sought to protect their world and their loved ones.
Gohan, you need to buy time. I will prepare my best attack to defeat these creatures. I trust you can keep them busy while I get ready. Together, we can change the course of this battle.
Mr. Piccolo, I'll do my best to buy time. My goal is to keep these creatures at bay as long as possible so I can prepare their attack. Trust me, I won't let you down.
The moment of truth was approaching, and Gohan was advancing with a firm step, while Piccolo prepared his best attack to defeat these creatures summoned by Bahamut's disciple and put an end to the darkness that had threatened his home. His fiery determination was a beacon of hope for those who witnessed his courageous struggle, reminding them that strength lies in the unity and indomitable spirit of those who fight for justice and peace. The critical moment came when every move decided the fate of the battle. Gohan, in a last effort, took his final form. With his bright and determined aura, advanced to the front of the battle line, facing the dark creatures with a mixture of bravery and strategy, as he blocked the onslaughts of the shadows with his dazzling ki. The creatures summoned by Takagami were not easy rivals to beat, but Gohan in his ultimate form took a lot of confidence and began to face the creatures they are facing. Gohan knew that keeping the creatures at bay was crucial to allowing Piccolo to unleash his full power. While Gohan struggled to contain the shadows with his fast movements and powerful attacks, Piccolo concentrated his energy preparing for the most powerful technique. The tension on the battlefield was palpable, but there was no room for doubt. Confidence in their abilities and in their partner was the key to facing the darkness that threatened to consume them.
Gohan, keep it up. You're demonstrating exceptional courage and impressive mastery on the battlefield. Every movement of yours is a barrier that prevents the advancement of these creatures. It's crucial that you hold this firmness for a few more moments while I finalize the preparations for my final ultimate technique. I have full confidence in your abilities and determination. Remember that our teamwork is the key to overcoming any challenge. Keep the pressure on and don't let your guard down. Together, we can turn the tide of this battle and protect our loved ones.
Understood, Mr. Piccolo. I'll not allow them to advance a single step further. You can trust me. I'm fully prepared to take on this responsibility and keep these creatures at bay. Together, we can overcome this and protect our loved ones. My determination's unwavering, and I'll not back down in the face of this challenge, because I know that every stroke I stop here is a step towards victory. Our teamwork and mutual trust will give us the strength to prevail in this battle. Let's show them what we're capable of and write our own destiny in this struggle.
The scene unfolds with increasing intensity as Gohan definitively plunges into the maelstrom of combat. His determination is reflected in every gesture, and every tense muscle, and in every flash of energy that emanates from his being. The creatures summoned by Takagami's nightmarish creatures with twisted shapes and burning eyes fiercely advance towards Gohan, seeking to overwhelm him with their numbers and their uncontrolled fury. Gohan, however, is not daunted. His ki shines around him like an aura of power, marking every movement with a clear purpose. When the first creature lunges with sharp claws, Gohan responds with a precise block, channeling his energy to stop the attack with a glowing barrier. The resulting impact makes the ground tremble under his feet, but Gohan remains steadfast, his eyes fixed on his opponent. Each subsequent blow is an exhibition of martial skill and ki control. Gohan moves with grace and speed, dodging the onslaughts of creatures with fluid movements, and countering with calculated blows. His fists and legs turn into bursts of energy, hitting the enemies with force and precision. Each impact causes bursts of energy that light up the battlefield, drawing bright arcs in the air and kicking up swirls of dust around them. The creatures do not retreat easily. Their resistance is stubborn, and their thirst for destruction is insatiable. Gohan is forced to deploy more advanced techniques, combining his speed and strength with concentrated energy attacks. Ki waves cut through the air as Gohan releases bursts of controlled energy, seeking to weaken his opponents and open gaps in their defenses. Every block, Every dodge is a dance of anticipation and reaction. Gohan relies on his training and his intellect, reading the movements of the creatures, responding with precise movements. Your connection to your spiritual energy is evident in every movement, every pulse of energy emanating from your being. Meanwhile, Piccolo completes the charge of his definitive technique, his absolute concentration palpable in the air. The sound of his pent-up energy resonates on the battlefield, adding a layer of palpable tension to the charged atmosphere of battle. Gohan feels Piccolo's accumulated power as a beacon of hope and a call to redouble his efforts.
This is our chance, Gohan. Keep the pressure on them, and don't give them any respite. Every move of yours is crucial right now, as we are close to changing the course of this battle. I trust in your ability to keep them at bay while we prepare our counterattack. Keep your determination and keep going. Together, we can make it happen.
Gohan nods with determination as he prepares for the next attack. The combat dance between Gohan and the creatures reach its climax when Gohan, with a graceful twist, unleashes a series of energy blasts that cut through the enemy ranks. The creatures recoil momentarily, their twisted forms showing signs of weakness for the first time.
Goten! Trunks! I need you to be alert! Mr. Piccolo is preparing a powerful attack! Move quickly and maintain your defenses! Our coordination is crucial at this critical moment of the battle. We can't afford to make mistakes now. I'm confident in your ability to respond quickly and effectively. Stay focused and keep fighting with determination. Come on, we can still turn the tide of this battle in our favor.
The moment came when Gohan, with a precise movement, opened a breach in the creature's defenses, allowing Piccolo to unleash his devastating attack. With a resounding scream, Piccolo releases his ultimate technique, a beam of concentrated energy that cuts through the sky like a fiery comet.
Makankasapo!
The pure energy swirls frantically around the lightning, forming a spiral of controlled energy that seems to dance in the air with calculated ferocity. The extreme concentration of energy causes a burst that radiates a dazzling radiance, as if the sun itself were transcending on the battlefield. The energy beam, with its incomparable power, transverses the enemy ranks with pinpoint accuracy, neutralizing the creatures with an amazing efficiency that takes the breath away of those who witness its devastating impact. The initial explosion is only the prelude to the destruction that is unleashed. The torrent of concentrated energy envelops the creatures in a lethal embrace, eroding their forms with an overwhelming intensity. Each wave of energy emanating from the ray is like a chisel, carving out space itself, gradually disintegrating the creatures that meet its path with an inexorable inevitability. The show is both majestic and terrifying, with the energy displayed manifesting in vibrant colors that collide and intertwine in a chaotic dance. The controlled destruction leaves in its wake a trail of disintegration that seems to defy the very laws of physics, demonstrating the supreme power that resides in the hands of those who master the arts of combat and energy control. The battlefield gradually quieted down, the dark threat dissipating with each defeated creature. Gohan and Piccolo, breathing heavily, but with a satisfied smile, met in the center of the battlefield, knowing that their teamwork and determination had tipped the scales toward victory. Now, with the road to Takamagami clear, they were preparing for the final assault, confident that their union would return their greatest strength. The battlefield gradually quieted down, the echo of controlled destruction echoing through the air as the enemy creatures vanquished before the combined might of Gohan and Piccolo. The glow of the dissipated energy hinted at the near victory, marked by the determination and teamwork of the brave warriors Z, Gohan, and Piccolo. Breathing heavily but with a smile of satisfaction on their faces, met in the center of the battlefield, exchanging looks of complicity that spoke of a bond forged in battle and camaraderie. Meanwhile, in another part of the battlefield, Goku and Vegeta were facing Takagami in an epic duel that defied the limits of known power. With their faces marked with determination and their eyes shining with a fierce intensity, the two legendary Saiyans demonstrated once again why they were considered the most powerful warriors in the universe. His movements were like a whirlwind of quick attacks and precise defenses, each strike resounding like thunder in the energy-charged air.
Vegeta, keep the pressure on! Let's finish this together!
Of course, Kakarot. I'm not gonna let this guy beat us.
The intensity of their confrontation filled the battlefield, making the ground shake with every energy shock. Takagami, although powerful, was in a challenging position in the face of the unstoppable combination of Goku and Vegeta.
I'll not underestimate your power, Saiyans. I recognize their bravery, but their determination will not be enough to stop me. My strength is unshakable. My power is unstoppable. Get ready to face the real darkness.
Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.
Try good,